Well, good evening, everybody. How are you today? I thought we would do a little Quantanium mining tonight, and I'm really excited to go ahead and get started, so let's do that. I'm over here on CRUL1, and I thought we would go ahead and pick on the Iron Halo tonight a little bit. The Iron Halo's been really good for us lately. We did a little Irium mining the last time we went, which was yesterday, and I thought we would go ahead and get started today, kind of getting back after the Iron Halo and kind of really kind of focusing to see if we can't bring a few loads in today. So, good evening, Pyro. How are you, sir? Good timing on the stream. Just finishing watching some anime. Awesome. That's awesome, sir. Hope that you're doing well. So, how things have been great. Pyro says, how have things been for you? They've been wonderful. It's been a nice weekend. You know, all weekends, it's Sunday night now, are always seem a little too short. But I mean, outside of that, it's great, you know. So, yeah, I still have kind of this this hit point build, or this kind of durability build going on with my Prospector. I have the Snowpack, the JS400, the VK00, and the Guardian. I do have some paints. I don't have any weapons on this guy, but I do have an FLTR-XL and a couple of brands. So that's where we're going to get started tonight, and I will go ahead and pull the Prospector, and we will just kind of dig in and get right to work. So that's going to be this guy here.
Stand by.
And yeah, it's a beautiful Sunday night here in northern Michigan. It's not nearly as warm as it has been. It's very temperate. It's probably in like maybe around 67, 68. It's very, very nice outside. Beautiful evening. I had a lovely day playing D&D with one of my best friends in life. Today, on Sundays we get our kids together, and we have a regular game that we've been running now. He's been really running now for 2 or 3 years. And I think, you know, we're like in our 80th episode, and so we normally play, I don't know, like from 1 to say 4:30 or 5 every Sunday that we can. And so, yeah, there was a huge plot twist today in the game. It was so much fun. We enjoyed it. And, you know, zing on that. And so anyways, you know, didn't realize I would have a little free time tonight, but when the opportunity presented itself, I thought, why not? Why not do a little bit of Quantanium mining tonight and bring people along for the ride if they want to learn how to do it or have some questions about it. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So climbing on board the Prospector here, we're going to go ahead and get ready, and we're going to head towards, just go ahead and pull up the star map here. Hey, Morvip, how are you, sir? Nice to see you. How have you been? That's awesome, dude. That's cool. All right, we're going to head towards ARC-L3, and we are going to drop out at about 11 point... I can't remember exactly. It's so funny. I've been doing this a lot lately. I don't recall. I think it's 11.4 or so. I think that's where we'll drop out. So we're going to head towards ARC-L3, and I think it's 11.4 where we'll drop out at. So off we go. Morgan says, good, you, man. Living good, camping a lot. What's new? Not a whole lot, man. We've been doing really well over on this front. You know, kind of just, you know, working hard and keeping our nose down. And Oregon's doing well. Glad to see you. Glad to see you aboard, man. You know, camping, obviously, so much fun. So yeah, it's funny. I mean, I'm fairly sure. I think we normally drop out at. It seems like it's 11.4 here, but I just all of a sudden I can't remember exactly. So we're gonna have some fun. We're trying to remember where the Halo is here. I don't know why. It's just kind of lost on my brain at the moment. Maybe it's 9 point. Yeah, maybe it seems like maybe it's 9.8. I can't remember. We'll find it. I'm not terribly worried about it. We'll head over to we'll stop off at And I think we'll drop out of there at 9.8 and see what we get. I've been doing this and doing this and doing this. It's so funny not recalling all of a sudden. It's just one of those things. I can always pull up C-Stone. But the Iron Halo has been really, really good lately. Very, very, very good Quantanium mining. The meta's really good to find it. It's just, it's been super hot. So, all right, we're going to drop out at about 9.8 and see what that gets us. All right, so I definitely did not drop out here at a good spot. Let me kind of spool back up and head back towards CRUL1. I don't think it's any closer than that. I think I overshot it for sure. And I'm just going to go, I don't know. Let's see if I was 9.8, so 10.8. You know, we'll go about 2 million or so. Let's see where we're at there. It's going to be a little fun. I don't remember the exact spot I've been dropping out at like 100 times for the last couple of weeks. So, we'll find it. 8.7. Yeah, it's beautiful out tonight. Just absolutely beautiful sunlight. Love it. And, yeah, it's been great. It's been beautiful out. All right, well, go ahead and try this at 7.8 and see where we're at. Few rocks around. This will probably work for us. So in this particular case, let me go ahead and do this just because I'm curious. Let me go ahead and look back at ARC-L3. Let's get a distance here. Just so I am keeping myself honest with this. Hey, Holiday! Hey, Holiday, how are you tonight? Nice to see you. How you doing? Oh, I thought I reset that. I'm on my way to work. Wish I could stick around. I'll be back in September, my man. Miss you guys. Certainly, you know, obviously the feeling's mutual there, brother. We miss you too. You know, certainly as the summers are just the summers. Kojak, how you doing, man? Nice to see ya. So in this particular case, we're at 10.8, you know, away or so. It seems like it's probably around 11.8, I guess, that we fall out. So that's okay. I mean, we're in a good place right here, and this will work just fine for us. But we'll go ahead and get started here. So in order to get started here, what we want to do is, of course, turn that off. We're going to go ahead and just pull out the mining laser. Well, before we pull out the mining laser, let's make sure we have a little more speed. We'll pull out the mining laser, and we'll do a 179 scanner. Let's just see if we have some opportunity markers. We do. And then I'm going to go ahead and focus on there. And that's a P-type, so we're just getting started here today. Not bad, man. How about you? How the ore gods today? We're going to find out. We're just getting started, for sure, Halliday. That's an M-type. What about this guy here? So that guy doesn't seem to be giving us anything. So, you know, if you give it a couple of honest pings and it doesn't ping back, just keep on trucking. That looks like a cluster of some variety, and that's not also cooperating, which is no big deal. We'll keep looking here. This is going to be a couple of them. Yeah, and you run into this, right, when you first kind of usually come out of Quantum, that there can be several in a row that just don't want to kind of cooperate. That's a P-type there. And it's not uncommon. You just have to kind of keep heading. There's an M-type. Keep kind of heading towards your directional marker. In this particular case, that's going to be ARC-L3 for me. And we'll just kind of keep doing some scans here and seeing if we can't get lucky. So, all right, there's some one of 13 in some range there. We'll go ahead and keep moving forward. That's an E-type. That's an M-type. That's a P-type. Keep on cruising here. Kojak, how you been, man? Nice to see you, by the way. That's awesome. Definitely doing a stream at a little bit unusual time for me to do a stream, but I like doing that sometimes. I like mixing it up and picking some different times, and it gives people who don't always have an opportunity to come see the stream sometimes some chances, and that's always a good thing for sure. All right. That's an E-type there. Pretty sure I scanned this guy here. That's an E-type. Alright, there's some more opportunities up here. Kojak says, you're all good, dude. Bought 2 more upgrades. Nicely done. What'd you pick up, Kojak? Sending in some pings here, but we're not getting a whole lot of responses back on this one. And that's okay. What about this guy here? That's an M-type. Alright, here. Go ahead and P-type. Not getting a big response back here. Normally I like to ping it a couple of times and at least give it an opportunity to... sometimes there's a touch of server lag behind it, and that's what you got to be careful there. So we're just going to cruise along here. And, oh wow, lots of opportunity markers popping up there. That's good. Talon Shrike and a Raylan. Wow, nicely done, man. That's awesome. The Raylan, I really do like that ship. I think that's a cool ship. Of course, the Talon Shrike, I mean, that's got a boatload of missiles. It's definitely a missile boat. Good choices there for sure. Yeah, I can't argue with either one of those. That's really cool, man. Congratulations. Those are things to be proud of for sure. The Raylan has definitely got my, is one that I think about a lot. It's got my attention. Right now hey, Crystal, how are you? Nice to see you tonight. You guys know that I really do talk about the constellation Taurus being kind of my main squeeze when it comes to hauling Quantanium. But the Raylan is the one thing I think about from time to time that could potentially unseat it. We'll have to see. Obviously, there's a lot of water under the bridge between now and then, but when that does come along, it's definitely going to be one I'm going to be looking at. So there's a lot of M-types. Ronald, how are you? Ronald, nice to see you. Welcome to the channel. Not a name I recognize. I did some Quantanium mining today, and I had no luck for almost 3 hours. Well, you know what? Not sure where you were mining, Ronald. We usually do pretty good in the Halo. I kind of dropped out at a little bit of a funny place here. I don't think it'll take us that long today. I mean, obviously we're hoping there's some Q-types right there. So I see a Q-type. We're going to head towards those. And so, Ronald, you're probably off, maybe a little bit of a good luck charm. Now, just because we found something to mine doesn't mean it's actually mineable. We're going to run up and take a look at it here. And there was some noise above me. But it's right here. Yeah, Ronald, I definitely have had that happen before. This is just a single rock. I believe, and we'll go take a look at it. Oh, nope, it looks like it's some doublers, maybe even doublers for sure. This is not going to be a great rock, this first one here. And so we'll start, that's a 3%er. What about this guy here? Maybe a little better, maybe a little worse. We'll have to see. Well, that's actually a pretty nice rock. That's a 26%er. Not the greatest rock, but certainly it's going to get us started. Crystal says, been in a security course for 2 weeks. Sorry, I missed a few streams. Last week, this one, money. Yes, not a bad rock, exactly, you guys. And no problem, Crystal, for sure. So, we haven't been out here too long. We've been actually kind of taking advantage of the scanning mechanics when it comes to the Iron Halo. And it looks like in this time it did pay off. This is not a, not a perfect rock by any stretch of the imagination. It's only going to be kind of a low, kind of, mid-low 20s But you know what? This is a great rock to get started on tonight, and it's not one that you'd want to drive away from. There's a lot of opportunity here, so we're going to go ahead and just get this broke up. So notice I put the UI in the dark, you know, to give myself a little contrast. This is not going to be a difficult break at 49.31 mass. It's a 1.58 instability, very manageable. I'm going to reach for a cup of coffee and off to the races we go. So taking some security courses, Crystal? That's kind of fun. Like, you know, I definitely have had to do a few CJIS compliant classes myself for kind of data handling for different agencies for where I work. Certainly familiar with that. And so I thought it would be nice to kind of sneak on tonight and do a little mining and hanging out and chatting. And so, Ronald, yeah, let me know where you were mining, sir. I definitely am interested. The Aaron Halo's been very, very good lately. I don't know if you were in the Halo at all or not, but there's, you know, a really cool scanning mechanic where you can kind of see what types it is at a distance. And yeah, I mean, I'm interested to know for sure. Whenever any of my you know, people who watch the stream, and I do a lot of Quantanium mining on my stream. You know, it's been a little while since we've gone that amount of time without having a little bit of luck. So, you know, I can appreciate that. It can be a frustrating thing. So, all right. So first rock of the night, not the greatest thing on earth, but not a bad rock. 26.8 at 49.31 mass, and we're gonna just kind of do right by this thing, get it broke up, and get it hauled back into CRUL1. Appreciate the 6 likes tonight as well, guys. Truly, that's very kind of you. All right, this 1.58 instability is not going to be a difficult manage. And we're starting to get up towards, you know, towards the green, and we're going to start, you know, we're in a really good range right now. We're really kind of poised to do really good work here. 1.58 instability, we should certainly be able to handle that without any problem. All right, it's starting to get up into the optimal now. There we go. I won't probably dial back until it gets, yep, like, you want to let it get up to at least to about the halfway point before you start kind of rolling back the intensity a little bit. And then you got to kind of really, at that point, it's a lot of reaction-based stuff, right? If it starts driving up really quickly, you're going to want to pull it back. If it's falling out, you're going to want to push it up. But the 1.58 instability over that mass should be pretty manageable. Hey, Mass. Mass says, hey, guys, how we doing? How you doing, Mass? Nice to see you, sir. Kind of, I thought I'd sneak on for a little quiet Sunday night and see if we couldn't get a little Quantanium in the hopper tonight. So this is going to be a 1209 at 80%. There's a lot of what we're looking for is in that rock right there. This is going to be a 678. This isn't going to have anything in it. This is a 923. This is not going to have anything in it. So it's probably going to be that guy is going to have a little bit in it. Oh, there is one more over there too, I see. So that one doesn't have anything in it. Hey, Wheels, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. So there's a hundo right there. That's 6 SCU. So it's just these two, right? It's just this 1200 80%er. That's got about 20 SCU in it or so. You know what I mean? And then you've got this guy here. That is 6 SCU, so roughly. So nice to see you, Wheels, by the way. That's awesome. We'll go ahead and get started here. I will evoke one Brant, and this is not going to be a hard break here. You know, but we will evoke one Brant. And just kind of take it easy. And then try and do the thing that where we use one consumable and break two. Halliday, later, guys. I got to hop off. No problem, Halliday. Thank you for stopping in, sir. It was nice to see you. Been a nice breeze cooler Sunday, that's for sure. Got some rain that we needed. It has been much more temperate today, Mass, for sure. Much cooler today in the actually the upper 60s for us. You know, definitely not real warm, and it's been just beautiful out. So Love that. So, all right. So we definitely are going to get a good break here. I'm going to kind of rush right up to this guy here. The brand still has 45 seconds left, so I'm going to push, push, push. I'm going to try and get it. It's 40 seconds. It's 39. It's 38. I'm trying to get it up into the green. 35. I'm really pushing hard. 32. We did it. We got it up there around 30 or so. Probably not as you know, like, we're probably going to have to hang on at the very end here. Halliday says, keep up the great videos, boss. Thank you so much, Halliday. I truly appreciate that. It's very kind of you. I do. I really appreciate it a ton. Alrighty. So we got this 80%er here. And we're about to lose the brand, so we're going to have to hang on for to the last couple of seconds of this guy. And it looks like we did lose that bottom brand. That's no big deal, though. All these purples down here we know are going to be 100%. So let's go ahead and grab those up first. Wheel says, I grew up in Northern Michigan. Oh, that's awesome, man. No, yeah, that is, just love it here, and that's awesome, man. Good for you. Northern Michigan is it's been very kind, to, my parents have lived up this way for many years, and I followed them up this way for sure. There's a hundo. So there should be about 20 SEU here. This is kind of a mid-20s. We knew when we first came across this rock, it certainly didn't have an opportunity beyond mid-20s. But you know what? We're going to take it. I mean, one of these or two of these are probably not going to be pure. Yep, that's a 50%er, so we'll grab that guy more towards the end. Let's see here. That's got nothing in it. That's very interesting. Clive Hughes, welcome to the channel, Clive. Any idea if update 3.17 and 2 will include a total wipe, including the game ink? I don't think so, Clive. I don't think so at all. I think now it's going to wipe your refining jobs. It's going to wipe some things. It's not going to be a total wipe. Yeah, Wheels, that's very close to where I live, for sure, right now. So that's awesome. Love the Traverse City area. That's so cool, Wheels. Yeah, I mean, I'm not terribly far from Traverse City. That's, if you have to live in Northern Michigan, as you know, that's a good place to live around Traverse City. So yeah, anyways, Clive, no, it's not going to be a super wipe like that. I mean, that would be a big shocker to me. I don't think it's going to wipe money or your ships or those types of things. It will wipe some things, right? Some things like including like your ammo, your refining jobs, your consumables, like any med pens, those types of things, Clive, they'll be wiped for sure. But, the rest of it, definitely not. You know what I mean? I would have a hard time believing that. That being said, I do think when 3.18 comes later this year, that very well could have that kind of a wipe. But we'll have to see for sure. That is awesome, you guys. So we definitely came out here right off the bat and found 25 SCU. And that's not, it's nothing to sneeze at. So, lived in the UP as well, Wheels. That's awesome, man. That's very cool. So yeah, we hey guys, I mean, right off the bat, we kind of snuck out here. We got ourselves 25 SCU. We'll probably have about 23 SCU in the hopper, and so nothing. We still have work to do. Like, it's one of those things I like to say, right? We still have work to do. We got a first quantum, second quantum. We got to land this thing down at the pad. We got to not get killed by the elevators. We got to get it down and get it stored. So. But you know what? We're off to the races tonight, so that's great. Grab myself a sip of coffee. Beautiful. So, it looks like, it looks like it's going to be around 11.8 or so that we need to jump out, something like that. We're going to fall out the next time we come back here. I appreciate the 10 likes, you guys. That's awesome. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Clive says, that sounds cool. I'm fairly new player, so still struggling with the steep learning curve. Well, Clive, I tell you, if it's, Quantanium mining you're interested in, I think you've come to the right place. The community here is happy to answer any questions. I'm happy to answer any questions. I do a lot of that stuff. Of course, any Star Citizen question you have, it doesn't have to be specifically down the the mining loop. It could be industrial based or those types of things. I don't do as much, combat stuff. But any questions you have, I'm happy to help. And I'm glad to hear that you're a fairly new player, man. That means, it's nice to have some fresh people come along and starting to enjoy the game. So I've been playing about a year and a half myself and absolutely adore Star Citizen. I know it's got its little things here and there, but you know what? I really enjoy the mining loop for sure. So we're about to come out of first quantum, and we're going to go into second quantum. Then we're going to kind of work our way in and see how we do. And it's always a good opportunity to grab a little coffee. All right, so CRUL1's not far. We're about to come out of quantum. I got the VK00 on this thing. Pretty good drive. She's a bit thirsty on quantum fuel, though. All right, so here we come out. I'm spooling up for second quantum. And that's what we're going to do. Right. So most of the time, I'm going to come up to a reasonable clip. I'm going to probably fly in here around 300 and some change. Just like that 329's just fine. We kind of come in here. We haven't heard second quantum, second alarm, or even first alarm yet. Best PvE solo ship right now. That's a great question, Driftless. So the best PvE solo ship, I'm assuming you mean for VHRTs or EHRTs. I would have to probably, maybe say something like the Sentinel. That would be maybe, that it might be like the Sentinel. What do you think about that, Mass? What's your thought on that? I think the Sentinel's in pretty good shape right now. That's a pretty tough PvE solo ship. So I've called for a landing. I pulled down my gear and I've rotated my VTOLs, and so we're just going to kind of come in here. Yeah, I mean, it seems like, I think the Sentinel's probably a real, the Vanguard Sentinel. Oh, 7 Tom. How you doing, Tom? Nice to see you, man. Does anybody in the community have any thoughts about that? What we could talk about it too. Best PvE solo ship right now. I definitely think the Vanguards are in a good place for PvE. Very, very, very tough. You should try the Eclipse doing bounties and stuff. I heard it's really good. Yeah, well, the Eclipse is a bit of a missile boat. Yep, it definitely can take out. Oh yeah, I mean it's a very good ship to take out. Those type of things. Super Nachos with extra salt. Hey, there's Drac. How are you, Drac? Nice to see you, man. So we're coming in nice and easy here. Space Penguin? Nah, that's not going to be the best one. But hey, Chris, Sentinel is great. The Cubby Black is still a solid as well. For sure, Sentinel. Tom Wake agrees with the Sentinel. I think the Sentinel, like if I was just going to buy one PvE attack ship right now, I think the Sentinel would be a really good choice. Honestly. Alright, we're going to set this guy down nice and easy. Very simple there. We'll do a post-flight here. We're going to kind of get those things filled up. I'm going to turn off the engines and we're going to back away. Yeah, the Eclipse, definitely, Raptor. Raptor's asking, can you try the Eclipse? You can buy the Eclipse in-game. Mass also talked about the Cuddy Black being a solid ship. It is a solid ship. Clive Hughes says, I'm going to start by trying to get into mining, learn one part of the game, and then Grey Cat rock mining, and so on to Quantanium mining. I think that's great. You know what I mean? Clive, I can really appreciate that. I actually hand mined until I ROC mined. I ROC mined until I could afford the Prospector. And then, of course, eventually did buy the Mole. The Mole's not working in-game right now. But for sure, here now, if you guys noticed, I clicked the button. I'm going to go out here and hide. Right now, for sure, you guys, it's... you can't go wrong. Mining is doing really well. ROC mining is really in one of its best places it's been in a long time. Could I try the Eclipse today on the stream? No, I'm not. Raptor, it's not something that I do. Like, I don't own an Eclipse. I'd have to go buy one, get it kitted, and if I was going to do something like that, I definitely would do it more like where when you guys logged on, I was ready to go. So I appreciate that. It's, I definitely would recommend like Avenger 1 or some of those guys who do more combat-orientated stuff. They're always going to be a lot. I mean, there are some people that really focus on combat. I really focus on the industrial part of the game. So, I definitely wouldn't be your best source of information. At Driftless, what exactly are you looking to do? That's an excellent question, Mass, for sure. And so Mass is, certainly dabbles a bit in bounty hunting and those types of things, and probably could offer a really good answer along those things. So we are going to come down here. We are going to store the prospector. I'm going to run down. We're going to throw this stuff in the hopper, and we're going to head back out. We are air and hail mining tonight, and we're off to a good start with 25 SCU on board already. So great question, Master. Driftless, what are you? Is it just PvE bounties? I mean, is that pretty much what you wanted to do? Because I definitely stand by the Sentinel as a pretty darn good ship to do those with. All right, that's awesome. If you do it next stream, wink, wink, you'll get a +1 sub. Thanks, Raptor. I appreciate that. Driftless says, I got a Cuddy Red now, pieces and a carrot, a Pisces and a carrot. I like the Cuddy and seem to like it. Just looking for options. Geesley, how you doing, Geesley? Nice to see you, man. Those are all excellent questions, you guys. Hey, 15 likes, you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate that truly. Osmir Devere, I've only dabbled with quant mining. The loop for ROC mining feels far more chill, even if it makes less. You know what, Osmir? I could completely understand. I could go ROC mining or Quantanium mining, either way. I enjoy them both. I actually do have more of an affinity myself towards quant mining. It's not unchilled, at least for me, to quant mine. You get so used to it. The timer is just something you do have to kind of get used to, Osmer. But yeah, I mean, very, very, both of them are very chill and fun. The most important thing is, are you having fun in the game, right? I think that's always it. 19 likes, you guys. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. Geesley, how have you been, sir? Yeah, Driftless, if I were you, I definitely would be thinking about the Sentinel. If you haven't flown one of the Vanguards before, they're a very tough ship, especially in PvE. I think you'd really like that. So, awesome. I'm going to set up this work order, Quantanium. First kind of run out of the gate here. Oops, I did the Dynex. That's exactly what I want. We'll go ahead and confirm that. We'll get that. Everyone smash that like button so hard we can't anymore. There you go. Thank you, Raptor. I appreciate that. Now, go, go, go. I appreciate that. Raptor's trying to get you guys to hit the like button. That's awesome, Raptor. Thank you, sir. All right, cool. I'm going to go ahead. One of the things I like to do when I'm in here is go ahead and take off my helmet. Let's go ahead and get a drink, and let's top off on food and water. Oh, 20 likes, you guys. It's working. Good, brother. Waiting for .2 Tarkov Zing. Stopping in to see the meta. That is awesome, Geesley. I think I need to try that. I definitely need to try that Tarkov one of these times. Mastodon says, if you got the cash, the Sentinel is great. The Eclipse is another great ship that comes with 3 size 9 torpedoes. But to restock the torps will cost you about 12K. That's an important thing to keep in mind. You will kind of need to restock those torpedoes. So if you happen to have a bad run out there, you got to have a little bit of money to offset that. You don't want to kind of get yourself real low where you couldn't refill those things. But those size 9 torpedoes hit like trucks. You know what I mean? Those will one-shot hammerheads. Yeah, I mean they do. They hit hard. No question about that. So. All right, 22 likes. Love it, you guys. And we're heading back out to do some more air and halo mining. So it's already been a great night. We've got 20, a mid-20s SCU in the hopper, and we're going to head back on out. Now, I will do while we're going in the elevator here, I will do a pre-flight on the Prospector because I do know there was one of these slots that was empty, and I'll go ahead and fill that with a Brant. And we'll save that. And so we know we've done our pre-flight, and we're in very good shape to move forward. So Very, very cool, easy peasy, 25 SCU on board. And that's a good amount. It's definitely 180 to 200,000 AUEC right off the bat. So nothing to sneeze at. Raptor says, see, here's the problem with this stream. All right, well, let's hear what you... Raptors. Yeah. There's 32 people watching and only 22 likes. Thanks, Raptor. I appreciate that. Raptor's trying to get the like train going. I appreciate that. Where's the best place to go Grey Cat rock mining? Clive, Aberdeen is going to be, I think, technically the best place to go to do that. So Aberdeen is going to be, it's a moon off of Hurston. So I think that's where you're going to want to go for sure. That's the best place to go. Daymar is also a close second. And there's nothing wrong. Daymar is a great place to go ROC mining, but Aberdeen, I think, technically is the best. We're going to go ahead and pull this guy out. Drax says, I do kind of like the look of the Sentinel. Reminds me of a warthog that goes... Brrr. Yeah, Sentinels are great ships, you guys. Pad 4. I like the Harbinger as well. But I just think the Sentinel kind of gives you an extra opportunity there. How about the Arrow versus the Gladius? Have an Arrow? Is it worth moving up to? I like the... Yes. First of all, I'm definitely Driftless, a 100% Arrow pilot. I love an Arrow. No question about it, right? But I'll tell you, the Gladius is an excellent ship as well. The Gladius is an absolutely... it's got that gold pass on it. The Gladius flies really well. It's got a little bit... It's a little tankier with the extra shield generator. I think if you haven't flown the Gladius, it's very well worth flying that thing. It's a great ship right now. So, for sure. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and climb back on board and head back out to the old Air and Halo. Cool. This time we're going to drop out at about 11.8 or so. Alright, we'll kind of get these guys going here. And we'll hit Arc L3. And up we go. Pull that gear up. We'll go over this way, clear the station, and get started. Osmer says, Aberdeen and Ariel need the Pembroke armor. That's a very good point. You definitely will need a Pembroke when you go to Aberdeen. If you don't have that, since the terminals are down, you can actually... It's a very good point. Fairly certain that could be picked up in the cargo centers. So, yep, also the cargo centers, Osmer, for sure. Geesley says, Gladius is prettier. Arrow is a bit 1993, but super good. As was 1993. Fair enough, Geesley. That's a very good analogy. The Arrow's super nimble. The Gladius is a very nimble fighter, but it's a little more stout. So, both of them are very capable craft. Between the two right now, I think I would pick the Gladius. But listen, I flew a lot in the Arrow, and I love it. Chris Bates says Quantanium cluster right off the bat. I love it. I hope so. Chris has got his fingers crossed. I definitely am hoping for that as well. We're going to drop out at 11.8 or so and see how it goes, Chris, for sure. So yeah, Osmer, Driftless, not names I recognize. So welcome to the channel tonight. I really want to say how much I appreciate you being here and asking questions and participating. It's great. I love it. Thank you so much for being part of the conversation tonight. All right, so we've got we're gonna drop out, like I said, of about 11.8, 11.7, right in that area. And we'll see how it goes. So we're getting down there. 13, 12. All right. So that looks pretty good right there. We'll take it. And we will just go ahead. We've already got our velocity up to where we want it to be. So I'll pull out the mining laser. and we'll go ahead and push forward and just see how many opportunities we have. Lots of opportunity markers. Let's go ahead and start kind of narrowing the angle and getting some scans in. So that's going to be an M type right off the bat. Let me go ahead and roll this guy back out, and we'll just go ahead and keep looking for opportunities there. So here is the next guy here. This is going to be a Q type right there. So we'll go ahead and we'll roll back to 90, and we will just kind of keep that out in front of us. It looks like it's maybe just a single, but sometimes they're doubles as you get closer to them, and so that's how quick you can kind of get out here and find a Q type. It doesn't mean that it's worth mining, but it's definitely been pretty good lately here in the Halo, and we'll just kind of keep... Looks like it is going to be a single rock, a 4631. So I can see the mass. It is getting a scan. It's not going to be a great rock, right? This is going to be a 2%er. And so, yep, just a blue cat. So that's okay, but we kind of flew right past it, got the numbers we needed, and we'll continue on. So just lots of opportunity markers. We'll kind of keep kind of rolling on those and scanning and seeing what we got. So this is going to be a P type. Up here, what do we got? We've got us an M type, and then a couple over this way here. You do have to get within 12.2 away, so we've got to kind of burn towards it a little bit in order to get there. Boom. All right, what do we got there? This one doesn't seem like it wants to tell us what it is, and that's okay. What about this guy here? Another one that's being a touch grumpy about what it is. So we're in a little bit thicker part of the Halo, and that's okay. It'll be just fine. We'll just cruise along and enjoy it. All right, there's an 11.8. We'll kind of squeeze it on that guy. M type. That's Q type right there. I don't see a whole lot. I didn't see a whole lot more flashes. We're going to go ahead and just go back to the 90 scan and keep it out in front of us. It is this 8,000 one that we're closing on. And so, yeah. Hey! We'll go ahead and see if we can't see how it goes as we kind of fly towards these. Looks like once again I kind of see us approaching a single rock. Driftless says, just traded for the arrow for the Gladius. Appreciate the feedback. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be, I think, the Gladius is a good ship. I think you'll like it's got a gold pass. It's just a 2%er, you guys. It's, that gold pass, it's just a good flying ship right now. It really is. I mean, I have no qualms about the, recommending the Gladius. It's a great ship, Driftless. I think you'll enjoy it. All right, so we'll keep on hitting these guys, looking for Metal Dragon. Welcome to the channel, Metal. Do you like the new mining UI? I noticed that when I tried mining the other day, they did change it. I do like it. I think it's much cleaner. Absolutely, Metal. Welcome to the channel, by the way. Not a name I recognize, and I try and remember names as best as I can, so I really appreciate you stopping in today. That's awesome. M-type. Sometimes I stream at these different times because just so people, just to give some opportunities for new people to come along, and so I really appreciate it, Metal. It's a great pickup. It absolutely is a much cleaner UI, yeah, I really do like it. I like it a ton. All right, not getting a whole lot. Oh, that's an E-type. A little bit of server lag there, it looked like. That's an M-type. Not much happening there. We'll just kind of keep cruising towards this thing here. And get another scan going. There we go. There's something out there at a 10.7, and we'll go ahead. That's an M-type. And this guy here at 6. He's not being reasonable and giving us... So, when you scan those guys and they don't tell you their type, then there's a good chance that those, even though like that big cluster, it's just going to be an unscannable rock. And that's the beauty of this method, right? You don't have to fly towards any rocks that if they don't give you a ping back on their type, don't fly to them. Don't waste your time. You know, so you don't have to fly up and look at every rock like you used to in the Halo. That's an M type. All right, we're flying in on this guy here. Chris Bates says, if you like the channel, consider hitting the like button, sub, and the notification bell. Thank you, Chris. I truly appreciate that. That's Q-type right there. All right, so we found the Q-type. I'm going to roll back to 90. We'll go ahead and ping out. That's going to keep it in front of us. It looks like, once again, a single rock driftless. Not familiar with the mining mini games, but do you have pirate spawn near your location while mining? Not in the air in Halo. So when you're at a Lagrange point, for instance, driftless, you absolutely can have that. But when you're in the air in Halo, that doesn't happen. Does the Prospector have much defense capabilities? Not at all. You really should be running. I don't even have guns on this thing, driftless. I'm not fighting with it. You know what I mean? I'm going to try and run. It is, you know, I definitely will kind of hide in the air in Halo a lot. You know, or we have, for our organization events, of course, we'll have security. This is going to be a very nice rock, you guys, I would imagine. Well, I shouldn't say that right off the bat. It certainly has an opportunity to be. It is. This is a great rock. This is a 4637.8. You know, nice rock. We'll go ahead and get this guy. We'll mine this guy for sure. You know, not, you know, just a real solid rock. This will probably be upper 30s. It's not quite a 4040. You know, it's a 4637, but it's a very, very respectable rock, and we're going to go ahead and get started. We'll break this guy down. So, 2 nice runs out to the Halo, 2 nice rocks that we found. So, nothing to sneeze at there, you guys. Metal Dragon says the Prospector only has 2 guns and 32 SEU cap for mining, where the Mole has 3 lasers and no defense. Yeah, you know, like, your mining ships, you know, of course, as we all know, we're going to want to have... for the most part, you're either going to want to have some anonymity, or you're absolutely going to want to have, you know, some escorts. Now, I do lots of Quantanium mining, you guys, and for the most part, if you sneak out to the air in Halo, it's pretty quiet. But as things kind of change with 3.18, I think it's, you know, there's going to be more of a chance that there's going to be more interdictions. Mauricio, how are you tonight, Mauricio? It's nice to see you, sir. I hope that you've been well. That is awesome, you guys. And we've got 27 likes tonight, too. This is great, you guys. I really appreciate it. So, we're going to get this guy, you know, this is another beautiful rock, a 4637. Just a single rock out here on its own. And we're going to go ahead and take advantage of it. So, 2 runs out here fairly quickly, 2 finds. So, we love that. We're starting, this is a 2.14 instability over this mass. It is something I'm going to have to keep a pretty close eye on. 2.14 can swing pretty wildly, and it's, you know, it's not necessarily going to be easy. I'm about to do a barbecue. Oh, Mauricio, I know exactly what you mean. Love barbecue. It's my favorite food, and well, I know we have a big barbecue scheduled tomorrow night for sure. So I'm really excited about it. All right, so we're just starting to get into the green here. It's going to start pushing up. Halo mining, I think, is better than mining on Lyria. You know what? Mining on Lyria for the longest time was definitely better. But now, right now, with the way that the scanning meta works, where you can kind of, you don't have to fly to any unscannable rocks, right now, in my opinion, the Aaron Halo is a little bit more consistent. I mean, it's just... the scanning is just too good, too fast, too accurate. You know, I definitely believe 100% in the Air and Halo right now. There's nothing wrong with Lyria mining, though. I'm not trying to knock it at all. That's a very clean break. That's 14 SCU right there, almost 15 SCU. That's good. This is also going to have some in it. That's going to have 20%, and this is not going to have any in it. Okay. What about this guy here? Yeah, I just think the Air and Halo is just it's just been straight fire, you know, for a little while with this scanning meta. This is going to be pretty good. This is going to be another 10 SCU, so that's good to know. So and then is this guy going to have it in there? Osmer says, I know the stealth stuff isn't working right now, but I outfitted my prospector with all stealth components for when it is working. Yeah, we did the same thing. You know, Osmer, for sure. You know, like, did some testing with it and that type of thing. So you got 15 SCU there. You've got another 10 SCU there. That's 25. Yeah, so there's some opportunities here. I think there was one more rock that had a little in it as well. So we'll start with this 19%er. We will definitely lean on our brands. You know, there's no reason not to. And we're going to go ahead and start getting this broke down. Oh, no, yeah, I was about to say, that's a lag spike, but it just kind of went away, so it didn't spike up too bad. It resolved itself, but it never did jump up that high. And, yeah, we're dealing with a little bit of lag spike stuff, but no big deal. I think we've got this under control at 10%. And I was able to fire the brand, so we're going to work through this. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having, kind of understanding what stealth components to go with, Osmer. Yeah, I mean, in our testing, it doesn't really matter right now per se, but it's, it's something that I think in the future could be, doing some kind of zigzag jumping and some other things. It may very well have play a significant role in the future. All right, so we're going to jump over to this guy here and we have 48 seconds with that brand. I am trying to rush it up into the green with it, as quickly as possible, and then I'm trying to make it fall off really good here. Yep. So we've got into with plenty of time left here, even if we fall out just a touch. We're going to get the second break in with this one consumable. So that's always your goal, is use one consumable charge but break 2 of the rocks. In order to do that, you've got to be able to know kind of which rock you're going to next. So that is working out really well. And we've got, this is a nice rock we found here. It's got plenty of, we're probably going to be, in the upper 20s, maybe even low 30s. Drag says, my current goal is getting out of the Halo and mine off, brands. Quant pays better, but I'm lazy. You know what? There's nothing wrong with mining things other than Quant. I mean, if you enjoy the mining loop, just enjoy the mining loop. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I really enjoy the mining loop. I do look forward to days when there are reasons to mine other things. But there's nothing wrong. If you want to go do a little Bexelite, Laranite, Terranite mining, you won't be in any big hurry. You can kind of take her easy, and you still make quite a bit of money that way. I mean, nothing wrong with it. Now I do a lot of Quantanium mining just because I think it's the thing that people want to learn the most. It probably is kind of the highest. It takes a little while to learn how to do it correctly and to get comfortable with the timer and when to scoop, what to scoop, that type of stuff. So I definitely enjoy, Quantanium mining a ton. But it's just one of those things. Now, I did not do a good job. I still have 9 seconds, though. 7. I think I'm going to get in there, but it's probably rolling it back. I think I did get in there really good with the good time, so I should, as long as it doesn't fall out here, I think I did a good job capturing it. We should be able to get these broke and get this thing scooped. All right, you guys. Very, very good. Yeah, Drax says all he needs is an excuse to mine other things. I hear ya. There's nothing wrong with it. I think that, definitely I've had some people that have been kind of miners, come along and say that they like to mine other things just so they don't have the stress of dealing with the Quantanium, and I totally understand that. That makes sense to me. All right, that was a great big rock right there. 6 SCU. And then this guy here is gonna be the other part of that. So the 4 SCU. There's your 10 SCU right off the bat. Very, very, very nice. 27 likes, you guys. I really appreciate it. That is awesome. And we'll just kind of keep on doing what we're doing here. This looks like this is going to be a 1 hundo. So we're going to pick up this other one that had this this 15 SCU, so we're going to be 25. We didn't have a chance at a unicorn here. It didn't break clean enough. We knew that right away. But it's okay, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. This is probably going to be pure 100%. Oh, it's not. That's a nothing guy. Okay, no problem. That's a 99.9%er. We'll go ahead and take that in. That is great. We're at 1806 SCU. Drax says, I need them to fix the mole so then I can go grab everything in sight. And maybe top out the load with Quant just for some gravy. Nothing wrong with that. You definitely could just grab a little at the end if you happen to be on some. All right, so we're starting to get up towards that mid-20s. This is going to get us close there. The rest of these probably didn't break that clean, so we're going to have to be discerning with the laser. I'm wrong. That's an actual 100%er. And this is going to drive us up into about 27, 28 SCU. That's great. Oh, man. 20. Yes, so we'll go ahead and... That's 100% inert. Oh, this one did break pretty clean here. What do we have there? It's not giving me the scan. Oh, there we go. 254, and that is a 38%er. What about this guy? 208, and this is going to be a 19%er. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. That's 56% Borace right there. That's actually pretty good. That's a 67%er. So that's our next best guy. We're going to go ahead and grab that. That's going to probably put us over 30 SCU. Very respectable run. Not quite, just short of 31 SCU, so, you know, very respectable. We'll go ahead and clear this route. We'll head back to CRUL1, and we've got more to put in the hopper. So we're going to back away. This was just a single rock we found out there. As soon as you kind of spool up the mining, you know, the mining head will kind of retract, and off to CRUL1 we go. We're finishing spooling, and off we go. So yeah, 2 right in a row right there. So very quick, you know, very efficient. Now we still, like I always like to say, we still got a little work to do. We got to get this guy in. First quantum, second quantum. You know, lander smooth, and you know, and kind of not get killed by the elevators and get this guy in. So we're doing really well. 28 likes, you guys. I really appreciate it tonight. And you know, I have seen some new faces tonight. Metal Dragon, Osmer. I hope that you guys do like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Definitely trying to grow the channel, and also just trying to build the nicest possible mining community that we can. And we're doing really well. I mean, there's a lot of folks who kind of who check us out and really do come and ask questions if they have them. We try and keep on top of most of your industrial-based stuff in the game. We have a podcast that we do on Wednesday nights, Zal and I, and yeah, best org in the verse. Links in the description. So appreciate it, you guys, for sure. All right, so we're headed in here, CRUL1, and we don't have far to go. Another big old sip of coffee. And, you know, we're out 2 times, and 2 times, you know, a 25 SCU and a 30, almost a 31 SCU. So we'll have probably done in the neighborhood of 50 SCU between these 2 runs, which is very respectable. We're going to come out of first quantum here in just a second. We're going to spool up for second quantum. And that's going to be great. All right. Beautiful. We're going to come out of quantum here in just a sec. We'll spool up for second. Get on in here and get her landed. Second run, so, you know, definitely really happy with that. You know, whenever you can bring in over 30 SCU, it's a good thing. And, you know, anything really north of 20 SCU is a great run. But, you know, we've, yeah, we got lucky there. Found a really nice rock. All right, that second quantum there. I'll go ahead and, like I said, put this, up to a clip at about, somewhere around 320, 330. Metal Dragon says, so when I choose the refining process, average between 5 hours to a day. Yes. What's going on there is they're gonna cost you more of your yield. They're gonna take more time. There's different reasons. I go with either the Ferron exchange or I go with the Dynic solvenation. The Dynic solvenation is going to be the lowest cost. It's going to give you the highest yield, but it's going to take the longest. And the Ferron is going to be a much shorter process. It's going to cost you more up front, a lot more up front, but it's going to be done in you're still going to have the maximum amount of yield, and you're going to be done in a much shorter time frame, probably almost half the amount of time that the Dynic solvenation takes. So I use one or the other. I go with Dynic solvenation, or I go with the Ferron exchange metal. I hope that helps for sure. Almost 30 likes, you guys. That's awesome. And so, yep, now I'm going to go ahead and call for a landing pad. I'm going to pull down the gear. I'm going to set the VTOLs, and we're just going to kind of cruise on in here.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
They generally assigned us that landing bay right there, so I know that's where I kind of am generally heading. If somebody's in that one, it'll be the one on the other side, so that's usually, this is usually where they send us. Now notice I still haven't heard first alarm, you guys. So there's no reason to kind of come in here at some crazy clip and get yourself out of control. Just take it easy. Even if we heard first alarm now, we have plenty of time. We're in great shape. So just one of those things to keep in mind. You do have plenty of time. It doesn't have to be a stressful thing. Mauricio says 31 likes. Sorry, I forgot to put mine. 33. You guys, that's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do appreciate those likes help, and they bring Jojo. How are you, Jojo? Good evening. How have you been? So it's always a nice blessing, you guys. We always have a nice mix of people who are veterans to the channel, have been here on a few streams, and then some new folks that will come and ask questions, and it's always such a nice community. You guys are always so just very kind to the new people, and I really appreciate it. All right, so we're just going to set this guy nice and easy. Very simple. I'm going to do a post flight. Still haven't heard first alarm.
Complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Very simple. We're going to go ahead and turn off the engines, and out we go. Hey, nice to see you, JoJo's. How have you been? 35 likes, you guys. That's awesome. So, yesterday we had some, I got some new members and some donations. It's so nice, that type of stuff. It really does kind of keep the lights on around here. And it's, absolutely does help, every bit of it. So, just wanted to say thank you to all those. Hey, Matt says I'm back. Had to take the dog out. Hello, JoJo. JoJo says not bad. Going to do some mine today. Saw you on. Yeah, I snuck on here. Now I did click that. Did it open? No. Notice I clicked and ran. It's always a good idea to click and run on this one. Drax says they always give you the same pad because they know it's you easily get distracted and trying to. Yeah, it's self-preservation. Hey, Captain Proton. Nice to see you. How have you been? Hope you've been having great rocks today. I got a 47.7 and have some left. Too bad I left it behind. Didn't think you got that. But yeah, man, they do. That's a great rock. They do get that big. You'll leave 100%ers on the ground there. Like yesterday, I had a 49.31 and a 49.6. So Osmer says I watched several of your videos, but hadn't popped onto a stream live yet. Your content is right up there with Hawks and Star Streams in my mind. Osmer, thank you very much. That's a very, very nice comment. I definitely, Hawks and Star Streams and Jack Axton and of course those guys, they all do such a good job. I just hope, to kind of really just kind of have a dirt under your fingernails, kind of a blue collar mining stream where I just kind of go out and do the work and answer any questions for people. So if anybody kind of, if anybody comes and says my stream reminds me of their stream, I know I'm on the right track. So Osmer, I truly thank you for that. I'm going to go ahead and store this guy. And that's very kind of you, sir. So yeah, all right. So that's the second run of the night. That's we're going to run down, put this guy in the hopper, and we're going to head back out to the Air and Halo and go for a third run for sure. We really the Air and Halo has just been smoking hot lately with You know, with the scanning meta, it's so easy to find, you know, Quantanium. It's not always necessarily super fast, but it's been very good. It's been very good lately. So, and you know, I had cleared out my jobs. Now, one of the things I'm keeping a close eye on is when's 3.17.2 going to hit, you know, kind of the PTU phase 1 or, you know, that type of thing. And so we are thinking that sometime between Friday of this next coming week and Friday of the following week, that 3.17.2 will go live. Obviously, that depends on a lot of things, right? I'm going to knock on some wood. They have a lot of things they need to get sorted out. So, but you know, that's I would think. Hey, Blighty UK John saying, you know, 3.17.2 mole fixed by June 30th. Yeah, that's where we're hoping that it gets in there. Shadow Catcher, I'm returning to the game after a long pause. How did you turn your distance markers yellow? Shadow Catcher, excellent question. It's the Aerial Greycat Armor Helmet. That's how. That helmet, the specific helmet. Now, when you buy the helmet, you can buy it at like cargo centers, like at say Bikini Point. When you buy the helmet, you do have to put it on, then go back to menus, and then come back. So I do have also Shadow Catcher a video on my channel. It's called Yellow Icons, and it kind of talks you through it as well. So I hope that answers your question. But yeah, you guys, excellent run here. I'm gonna go ahead and do the Dynex. So yeah, going back to what Blighty John is saying, you know, like the prediction is around the 30th. Yeah, I definitely knew that the mole was fixed in the Evocati builds, but it's kind of, as far as when it's going to drop, it's hard to say, right? So 55 SCU in the hopper, 2 runs, very, very easy. Yes, you know, it's been confirmed, I think, in the Evocati builds that it is fixed. We're 100%, so no reason to stop in for food and drink this time. Yeah, no problem, Shadow. Happy to help, sir. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I know that, you know, if it gets in the PTU phase, like wave 1, this particular, you know, earlier this week, and then, you know, it depends on how fast they push it over into phase 2. I definitely think it's somewhere between now and this coming Friday and the following Friday. You know, that's where, you know, it'll be, not sure exactly when. But I'm really excited about 3.17.2. Getting the mole back fixed will be great. But I'm also really excited about the navigation mesh stuff. I think that's really cool. The derelict stuff. I think it's going to offer some FPS stuff. You know, some FPS players some more content, which is great. I am really looking forward to the Orison event. I think that's going to be fun. You know, so yeah, some things are happening. And of course, then it begins that very important slog towards 3.18. Which is going to really have some cool benefits. That persistent entity streaming, the cargo refactor, really a lot happening. You know, in that next bit of time. I'm actually going to sneak in here and set my I'm going to set my imprint here. Andreas, nice to see you, Andreas. How are you? Oh, I think I already have it here set here. That says reset location, so I think it is set here. Nice to see you, Andreas. How have you been, sir? That's awesome. So 2 runs in. We're doing great, you guys. We got 35 likes. We've got 55 SCU in the hopper, and the conversation has been fantastic. So let me do a pre-flight here. We're going back out to the air in Halo. We're going to keep dipping in the Halo tonight. We're having really good success out that way, and you know, I definitely need to build up a few more space bops. So I bought some ships here. I bought the C2. I bought an MSR. So yeah, we're very solid on these brands, and let's go ahead and we're gonna head back out.
Welcome.
Blighty John says, I'm watching how long my refining takes because the next patch not that far away. I am too, Blighty. I am using Dynex today, but I'm gonna be very careful. Blighty's making an excellent, you know, a very, very good point, you guys. It's very important to manage your refining jobs closely. Don't let them, you know, don't let them wither on the vine. Take them in on a regular basis. Keep clearing stuff out, making sure you don't get, you know, you don't want to have 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 jobs in the hopper, you know, and then lose those jobs. You will lose those jobs. There's that level of wipe is absolutely coming. Mauricio says, yesterday I did a cave run, long time since the last one, and that was fun. Tension of not getting lost was so strong. Yeah, I can appreciate that, Mauricio. And actually, Macedon, you guys, Macedon, who's on the channel here, he has he does some streaming and stuff, and please do. Jump on his channel, like and sub. He does a lot of cave spelunking, and bounty hunting, and does that type of thing as well. And that tension, I know what you mean, Mauricio. There is that tension when you get, those caves are spooky. There's a spooky. Andrea says, I'm good sweating my butt off while hugging my fan. Yeah, it's, I understand that, Andreas. It has definitely been a warm week. It's a little more temperate up here in northern Michigan tonight. It's a little cooler, but yeah, it has been a scorcher for the last couple weeks for sure. So, all right, you guys, we have 2 awesome runs in the hopper so far. We're gonna go ahead. None of them were unis yet though tonight, so we'll kind of keep our eye out for a nice rock that we could potentially get a uni out of. But you know what? Every time you run out there, you're not gonna get one. So here we're gonna go towards ARC-L3 again. We're gonna spool up the engines. Up off the pad we go. I'm going to raise the gear, and we're going to kind of clear the station and head towards ARC-L3 again, and we're going to drop out in the neighborhood of about 11.8, 11.7, right in that area, and head back out to the Aaron Halo for another run. We've been very successful the first 2, and we want to make sure that we stay that way. So,
thank you, and please visit again.
Yeah, let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and spool this guy up, and we'll punch it. Off we go. For whatever reason, there's that if you remember in I think it was in The Hobbit where Gandalf is like, off they go with fireworks. That line, for whatever reason, whenever I'm about to spool up my quantum trap, comes to my mind. So one of those things. 36 likes, you guys. Thank you so much tonight. That is fantastic. Yesterday we had a really great stream as well. We had got some unicorn runs in. We did a little Lyria mining. Lyria was great yesterday. I did happen very early to run into 150 some SCU cluster that Pyro did help me out with. And Pyro was on earlier. I don't know if he's still on now, but was a big help for that. Mauricio says, live should be named Quantanium and Iced Tea during the summer. Yes, exactly. Quantanium and Iced Tea. I love Iced Tea, by the way, Mauricio. That's great that you'd say that. Bloody John says, I always take a delivery mission box with me because I often find a nice cluster. So, you know what? I haven't had much luck with that. I leave those and come back and they're not clusters, Blighty. But that's, it's interesting. Different people say different things about that for sure. Mastodon says, best tip I can give you to Mauricio is to stick to one side and clear. If you, for example, enter going right, your exit will be sticking left. Yeah, that's a very good way to find your way through those caves. That's really, a good thing. So, all right, we're going to drop out we're going to hit it at about 11.7 here. Hold on. Boom. All right, nice area here. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to move up the velocity. I'm going to pull out the mining laser, roll forward one time. We're going to go ahead and see what kind of opportunity markers we have. There are certainly some out there. I'm narrowing the angle, and we're going right to town. There's a P-type. Q-type right there, right off the bat. So, doesn't mean it's something that we can mine, but we'll go ahead and throw a 90 angle on there and keep it on us as we move forward to fly in here to take a look at it. So, very nice tip, Mass, for kind of keeping your bearings inside a cave. I think that the caves can definitely be very windy. Armin, tell us, question. Would it be smart to invest in a mining ship? I have 3 mil on me. Well, I'll tell you, Armin, I can easily make $1 million a day and not even try hard with my mining ship. So I 100% think a prospector is an excellent investment. The one thing you have to ask yourself is, do you enjoy mining? Is that something that you'd enjoy? But outside of that, the prospector prints me money. This is going to be a fantastic rock. This is probably likely going to be upper 40s. You guys, this is going to be a nice rock. Yeah, it's a 40. Yes, this is a great rock, you guys. So this is what's going on in the Halo right now. Once you kind of got right there, $250,000 sitting there, we've got to do the work. We've got to dig it out here. That's an excellent rock. That is a 4931, 43.5%. This is a beaut. Holy smoker doker doos. This is... Yeah. Put the kids to bed. This is a hell of a nice rock. You know what I'm saying? This is nice, you guys. This is a good rock. So, beautiful rock here. We love it. Just want to wipe a tear from my eye. The rock is so nice. 43.5%, 49.31. We just came out. Mining seems great. I just need to learn the basics. Well, I'll tell you, Armin, if you like, sub, hit the notification bell, and go back and watch my streams. You'll learn everything you need to learn about Quantanium mining, and you can ask any one of our people here. We're happy to help. This community here is just filled with a bunch of lovely souls who just want to help you become a better player at Star Citizen. And you know, and obviously, you know, we can absolutely help make sure that you become very profitable at mining. Metal says the problem is the modules in the mining laser, then the ship transfer to refine stuff. To be honest, you kind of need more than 3 mil. I think you could Prospector's 2.1, a Lancet head. You're only going to have about another 100,000 in the things that you need. You probably will need to at least rent a Cuddy Black at first to do one-to-one mining hauls. You know, if you don't have a way to haul the Quantanium. You know, but I think it's very doable with on 3 mil to get started, for sure. It's you know, it's not lost on me what you're saying. Cannot wait till the mole's fixed. Pricey 6381. You're amongst excellent company, Pricey. Not a name I recognize. Welcome to the channel. You're absolutely in good company here. We're all wanting the mole to get fixed. As soon as the mole's fixed, I'm gonna see if I can't get a couple guys together and see if we can't just go out and do a good old-fashioned mole run as a celebration that the mole is fixed. And we're gonna do, you know, I absolutely understand what you're saying. It would be fantastic to get the mole fixed, and you're amongst, like I said, your peers here, Pricey, for sure. Nice to see you, by the way. Not a name I recognize. Blighty says, first breakup, I keep 100% and move the ship back and forth. Yeah, I can appreciate that, for sure. Good break here. So very nice break on this single rock. Half this rock is going to be, you know, Quantanium. That's going to be 100%. There's 18 SCU right there in that piece right there. This is also going to have quite a bit in it. That's going to be 40, you know, half that rock is Quantanium there. That's going to have nothing in it right there. This is also going to have quite a bit in it. This is going to be another 100%. So there's 12 SCU right there is 18 SCU. There's 12. So yeah, I mean, and it'll be interesting to see. There's 2 more pieces left. That doesn't have anything in it. There's this other piece back here. That doesn't have anything in it. So it's really just these 3 breaks. Beautiful rock. Hundo there, and then this other guy was a 42%er. And so we'll break up the 42%er first. But we have every reasonable opportunity here to get ourselves a unicorn. So, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and do our best. Manage our business and see if we can't get ourselves a uni here. You know, and I am approaching, this is a lot of mass in this rock. We're working our way up. I'm going to go ahead and fire a brand as soon as it kind of climbs into the green. I'm rolling back. Definitely did not want it to try and overcook a little bit, but, you know, I don't want it to undercook either. So a little bit of balance is what we're looking for. 24, looks like I'm finding it around 20%. 24, popped up to 27. So, my pledges is a Mole Expanse Crucible. Awesome choices, for sure. I think the Crucible is going to be a fantastic ship. Love the Expanse, and of course, the Mole is a fan favorite. It's one of my favorite ships. I often say that the Prospector is my favorite ship, but the Mole is my favorite ship when you have a competent crew on board. If you happen to have a very competent crew, there's really no ship that's more fun than a Mole. It's super fun. It's super profitable. You know, and it's coordinated gameplay. It's just everything that you're looking for in a game like this, in my opinion. You know, and so I adore the Mole. I can't wait for it to get back on track. And I am very much looking forward to having, you know, a really good time with the Mole as soon as it's back online here, very soon. So that's the beauty of that, right? Very soon. right, so this guy's going to break easy here. We've got 8 seconds left. It's going to... and then, you know, and Bloody John says he's happy to solo mole. I definitely know there's lots of people who come on the channel who love solo mole mining. I don't do as much solo mole mining myself, but that doesn't necessarily mean I begrudge anybody who has more ambition than me. I make so much money in the Prospector that I don't necessarily feel the need to solo mole, but there's certainly, I think every person who owns a mole should absolutely spend some time solo mole mining, just so you learn positioning. That's everything with the mole, you guys, is proper positioning as you approach rocks. And so you should spend enough time solo mole mining to understand how to properly position your mole. So that way, you know, when you get people on board, you very much have an idea of where you should be. That, you know, of course, the people who are in the extra lasers can help with that a little bit. You know, can you know, kind of say, hey, forward, back, left, right, port, starboard, that type of thing. But you know what? Honestly, the mole's just a great ship. All right, you guys, that was just those three that fast, and we're going to go ahead and start pulling this stuff in. And a lot of this was Quantanium. Bloody John says, I fully agree. You know, it's just positioning. That's so important with the mole. Like, understanding exactly where you need to position that ship. You know what? So I really appreciate, you know, what John's saying there. He's just, you know, he's like, hey, absolutely. You know, positioning is everything with the mole. And being able to, you know, to be, it's an essential part of being a good mole captain for sure. All right, you guys, we really have every opportunity here. We want to be careful there, and that's exactly why, right? We want to be really careful with the laser here. We don't want to accidentally click on anything that might blow up our uni. Drax says, I like the Prospector plenty, but I need a ship that can hold more myself, so I can stay out in the black longer. I can appreciate that. There's nothing. I think the mole's a great ship, you know what I mean, and it certainly does have the amenities, and it's very capable of staying out into the black, you know, longer than the Prospector, I think, and with more wiggle room. It's going to be so much fun, you know, when those bags come off and ships can come out and pick those up. You know, who knows what kind of deals we can make with people that just, you know, we could just stay out there permanently and mine, and just have a buddy come and snag the bags and haul them off to our expanse. It's going to be so awesome, you guys. I really just can't wait for those days, you know what I mean? It's going to be so much fun. 23.21 on board so far. Once again, we just want to be very careful here. We have a nice opportunity here to get a full 32 SCU on board. So we're not trying to jump the gun here. We're just kind of letting the scans complete. That's another hundo, and we're getting up there towards our, you know, towards the amount that we're talking about. We're crossing 28. Mole expanse will keep me out there longer, yes. Because once you turn that stuff into refined Quantanium, you can just create yourself just a pocket in space that's just, you're loading that stuff, and then eventually people can come in. There's another hundo. This should do it for us. 31.99 SCU, guys. That is a unicorn run. Something always to be proud of is those unicorn runs. We still have some work to do, but we're going to go ahead, and this was a beautiful, beautiful find. We're going to back away. We're going to spool up the quantum drive. We're going to go ahead and get clear of that rock over there, and we are just going to spool up and head on into CRUL1. Drax says, you need to make me drool talking. Yeah, kind of make me drool talking like that. And then Argo needs to create solo mining ship with the Argo design. Not a bad idea. I definitely would, you know, I would entertain also like there being kind of a two-person miner ship that had that you know, the 64 SCU on board. You know, and also, wouldn't it be cool if there was like a large mining ship that did something around like 174 or 212 SCU, something along those lines? Maybe, you know, your 96 and 96, whatever. That would be so awesome to have another ship. Metal Dragon says, LOL, have an autopilot set up where cargo ship takes the ore to refine, and then to refine to sell. Oh, that's the dream, Metal, right? Having those gameplay loops. Guys, 36 likes tonight, by the way, too. I really appreciate that. That is awesome. But yeah, Metal, that is the dream, right? Mining, refining, hauling, you know, having your own industrial base, making some big space bucks, you know, eventually kind of putting in a platform or a base that's yours. That kind of stuff is just awesome. Give me time and a chance, and I'll figure out how to solo mine in the Orion. Fair enough, Draken. I mean, there's always the opportunity to maybe buy or you know, have an alt or something, you know. I do think like the large ship, if there's like a, because you know the mole's considered a medium miner. There's supposed to be one large ship between the mole and the Orion. Having one that has like the tractor beam meta on it would be super fun. So you kind of get you know, the initial look at that, because the Orion's definitely going to have some like a guy who's on the tractor beam, or one, at least maybe one or two of those guys. So very cool, you know. So awesome run there as well. So far we're just doing really well. Kind of muted the mic there. I had a frog in my throat, so I cleared that. And yeah, we're doing great, you guys. We're doing absolutely lovely today. Beautiful night, beautiful Sunday night to do a little Quantanium mining. This is our third run out. This was a unicorn run, and we've got lots of time to continue to mine. So we're just going to have some fun tonight. I'm in no hurry. We're just going to go back and forth to the air in Halo, you know, and just kind of pull things and chat anything Star Citizen related, and just kind of take it easy and have a nice evening. So John says the Orion has said that it can be soloed. That's going to be crazy. Now, are they talking about with like you know, with those, what do they call those, like when you have that computer in there? I forget, it's like a splice, I forget what it's called, but you know, basically it means like a computer taking over one of the roles or whatever. John, is that how that works? I forget what that's called. Where you have like a computer who's doing kind of one of the roles. Hey, Cag, nice to see you tonight. How have you been, sir? Hope you're well. Yeah, with AI, exactly. You know, like a slice or whatever. I can't remember what that is called. You know, something along those lines. Mauricio says, how Pickery will work is those big mining ships and live refineries too. Many eggs in that same basket. Hey, Cag, that's exactly right. That's a great question, Mauricio, for sure. AI or NPC, you mean? Oh, yeah, interesting. All right, so you guys know the drill. We've kind of flown 3 of these in here so far today. I'm going to kind of slow down a little bit. We're just going to kind of cruise in. We have not heard first alarm yet, so we're in no hurry. You know, just take it easy, kind of fly on in here and set her down. Yeah, I can't believe I can't remember the name of that. Lots of family stuff been going on, so I haven't been playing much and fighting some burnout. You know what? I understand, Cag, for sure. I think that's very common around the summer months. You know, like we get into a little bit of a summer lull, sir, and I totally understand it. I mean, camping with the family. You know, obviously, Cag, where you and I live, we've got to take advantage of the sun as much as we can. So that's not lost on me, sir. You know, of course, the long winter will set in. You know, we'll blink and it will be kind of getting chilly again. So, you know what? Understandable and totally no worries there. Osmer says, do you have a favorite resource with the distances for hitting good spots in the Halo? Yeah, Seastone, Osmer. If you go to the Seastone site, it used to be called Cornerstone, but I think it's called Seastone now. That's going to have like a really good chart about where, you know, where you drop out at, that type of thing. All right, you guys. Easy peasy here. All right. We're going to go ahead and do our post-flight now.
Complete. Have a pleasant stay.
That's out of the way. Go ahead and turn our engines off and back out of the chair we go. Blades! That's what they're called. Thank you, Ruminator. I was calling them slices, but yeah, they are called blades. That's right. Ruminator for the win. Thank you, Ruminator, for pulling me out of the fire there. I just couldn't think of their name for the life of me. Yeah, the blades are going to run those different spots. You know, and we'll have to see. I mean, I definitely hope that you know, I'm not sure myself, and I mean this respectfully, I'm not sure that I want the Orion to be a solo ship. I think I would prefer the Orion be a multi-crew ship. But I definitely understand why people would want that. You know what I mean? So I understand it for sure. Ruminator, thank you so much. Simply Fresh and Ruminator, by the way, welcome to the channel tonight. Nice to see you guys. And Simply Fresh says, love Corner. So Corners, they do a great job, Seastone, for sure. Cornerstone, their stuff, the second is second to none. It's great. I love it. There we go. I was hiding from the elevator death, and in we go. Blighty John says, if you own more than one game package, you can control different people. That's exactly right, John, for sure. I know that we have an alt that we bought for my young man, and I could imagine if he's not playing at that time, that I could certainly use his alt to kind of work on some some refining while I'm out doing the things that I do, that type of thing. So yeah. 38 likes, you guys. That's awesome. Love it. And so for some of you new faces, if you do like Quantanium, don't be afraid to like, sub, hit the notification bell. We love having you along, and certainly would love to have you along more. So if you do that, you can kind of come hang out with us. I do a lot of Quantanium mining streams. I'd like to do a lot more of them though, going forward. So, all right, that's a retrieve there. That's good. We're gonna go ahead and head down. That is a unicorn run, so we've had a very good 3 runs. I think the first one was around 25. The second one was 30. This third one was even better. It was a full 32 SCU, or what we'd like to call a unicorn here on the channel. Excellent run. And we'll just call the elevator, go down and throw this guy in the hopper. We'll go ahead and get a little food and water, and we'll head back out. We'll do another run, too. 39 likes, you guys. That's awesome. Almost 40. Andrea says, I think all big chips should require a crew and be utterly useless solo. I don't know about utterly useless, Andreas, but I definitely am somebody who feels, in my heart, and that's just my opinion, that something like the Orion, I don't know that it should be solo if it's like a capital class craft. I think that, I would like to see some live or some warm bodies in some of those things, but that's just me. I definitely understand why some people would absolutely want a solo thing. And of course, ultimately, it's not gonna, it's not a big enough issue to me to cause me, like, I wouldn't like, oh, I'm quitting Star Citizen because this is, you can solo this type of thing. That would never happen to me, Oster says, howdy, howdy. How about I get on and farm up some weapons? About to get on and farm up some weapons. That's awesome, Oster, for sure.
Hey, back again, I see.
All right, you guys. We are just doing really well tonight so far. I'll go ahead and choose this. We'll set up this work order. Full 30, full, absolutely wonderful. I got the Dynex Solvanation going. So right now, we've got 60, 70, 85 SCU on board in 3 runs. Very good night so far. I am going to take off my helmet here. We are going to run in, and I am going to go ahead and top off on food and water. We're going to head right back out to the Iron Halo and see if we can't find another nice rock.
Finding everything all right?
Simply Fresh says, we'll be able to hire NPC crew. So I guess it's solo to some degree. That's a good point. If there is NPCs that you can hire, I'm okay with that. Would be totally fine. Yeah, I think that that would be absolutely fine. I didn't think about that. When I was in my calculus or whatever. I think that would make sense. That you've got some guys that you can hire, and if they're capable of doing those jobs, really, what's wrong with that? I'm fine with that. That's cool. You know what I mean? I bet you those guys would have some varying skill, and that would be fun. Yeah, that's the plan, says Simply Fresh. Every ship should be able to be made solo, and more people make it an easier process. Yeah, that's probably right, John. I think, if for some reason you hire NPCs, they're probably not going to be maybe as good as regular players, or potentially not as good, or maybe potentially better than somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? You can go a couple ways there. I just kind of speak how I feel out of my heart, but I'm not so married to some things. There's no hill I want to die on, I guess is what I'm saying. I think it's fun. You'll be able to hire NPCs to use your man turrets as well. Yeah, that's great. Andrea says, or put it that way, capital ships shouldn't be offer full defense and efficiency compared to a fully crewed ship. Yeah, that's what I think we're settling on, Andreas, for sure. Right there is the blades or those types of things aren't necessarily going to be as good as having live players. That makes a lot of sense, and I think we see that anyways. I mean, depending on how much the NPCs are leading targets when we take on AI, that type of thing. I mean, and I think that there certainly could be different levels, including some NPCs that are very costly but very, very good at their job. You know what I mean? I'm okay with that part of it. So let's do a pre-flight here. And interesting conversation for sure. I really am enjoying it. All right, so we've got Brants for days and an FLTR-XL. We'll go ahead and pull the... I just see that blue icon. I was just...
To the ASOP vehicle
thought it
retrieval
was
system.
interesting for a minute. Let's go ahead and pull out the Prospector on CRUL1
Vehicle
here and
selected.
get back out there.
Stand by.
Drax says, even a little ship of
Your
using
vehicle has
NPCs,
been
it's not going to equal a live player. Yep, that's a very good point. That's, yeah, it's just one of those things. I think AI has to have conditions happen that allow them to respond where a human can see those conditions happening at the moment and can respond. So, I do think it's a very interesting thing, right? Blades and NPCs can only do some of the functions. I think that's excellent balance. I'm perfectly on board with that. I think that's great. That will be very interesting for sure. So, pad 3, we're going to go ahead and jump up into the Prospector here and head out to the Halo and do another run. Love the conversation, guys. The thought about blades and AI. Kind of, they're capable, but they're not as capable, say, as human, their human counterparts. I think that's a great idea. I mean, I find it utterly hilarious that some people scream for tedious realism while requiring capital ships to be soloable. Yeah, it is interesting. I think, and I don't know that, there's always a balance in those things for sure, Andreas. I think, different people feel different ways about things, and, even myself, can feel different on different days. It's like, that's require asking. What kind of word? That's awesome for sure.
How can Miss help you today?
I didn't read that word at first, but now that I do look at it, it's kind of funny. So, all right, ARC-L3, we're heading. Up we go. We're going to go ahead and pull the gear up. We'll spool up and punch on out of here. John says, how the heck do you keep up with chat and play? You know what? I enjoy it. That's the thing. It's not. It can get a little difficult, especially, John, when the mining part goes on. I definitely can lose track of the chat, but that's where some of the veterans kind of come in and help who are on the channel here. Drax says, I could operate a turret maybe and do okay, but no way would you want me as a pilot because I play bumper cars in space. I can appreciate that, Drax. It's always good to know your limits, right? To know your limitations. I can appreciate. Osmer says, could also has different tiers of NPC. Yes, that's exactly what I think I've read that they're going to do. Cheap ones that have a 20% chance, but then, working up the spectrum to expensive ones but are 100% effective. I definitely hope it's just like that, Osmer. And we've seen demonstrations of that where, like, you have, like, for instance, in FPS combat, guys who will just, like, throw their guns and run versus guys who will absolutely kind of clear a room professionally. So I think that that's exactly how it's going to work. There's a lot of AI tech in between now and then that have to happen, but that's how I've envisioned it as well. We're going to drop out of about 11.7 here, guys. When he's mining, we try to distract him so he blows up chunks. Yeah, I do sometimes lose it that way. Professional streamer, that's why. Yeah, Drac, that's for sure. Yeah, definitely. There are times when I do get distracted when I'm mining and I mess it up, and so it's just one of those things, It does take a little concentration. No judgment on spelling. That ain't in college. Yeah, exactly. That's so funny. 11, right there. Boom. All right, we fell out of a good place. Like it. We'll go ahead and let's go ahead and make sure we have plenty of speed here. All right, then we'll pull the mining laser out. We'll roll forward and ping. We do have some opportunity markers. I don't have control of all my controls yet as I switch to mouse and keyboard. We'll go ahead and crank in the scan here. First scan, 10.3 away is an E-type. And then we're going to go ahead and get started here. That's an M-type cluster. You can see all those pings back. What about this guy here? That's a P-type cluster. So lots of clusters already so far, you guys. Both these are within range as well, these guys down here. So let's go ahead and see what they got. Opportunity marker says that's an E-type. I'll go ahead and change the scan angle again to 179. We'll get that guy right there back on it again, and we'll go ahead and keep that guy. That's a Q-type cluster. I don't know if it's a cluster, but it definitely was more than one ping back, so we will roll back to a 90 scan. And this has been really, man, the halo can sometimes get real hot, and this is the way it's been lately. Now, that doesn't mean there's something to mine here. Puzzles equal salvage, yep, ain't it? That's awesome, you guys. A Reddit freelancer or a Cuddy is a good secondary hauler. I couldn't agree more with that, man. That's a good stuff. It looks like this looks like a single rock that we're approaching, and we will just kind of see how we do. This is not gonna. It's just gonna be a blue cap, you guys. It's a 5122 mass. It's definitely gonna be just a 2%er here. I can't imagine it being much higher than that. You know, no, certainly no higher than a 4, but more than likely, I think it's going to be a blue cap, 2%er. That's what I'm thinking it's going to be. It is a 3.43, so ended up being a little better than that, but not that much better than that. So that is also Q-types, I think, out that way. Let's just go ahead and double check. I see them still there glowing. Yep, there's some Q-types right up there, so I will roll back to a 90 scan. And so, yeah, we've had a couple of good hits on Q-types right now. Matt says, at Clive, yes, you do. The refineries have a rental kiosk that allows you to rent a ship like a Cuddy Black or a freelancer to make your deliveries. That's exactly true. If you don't have one of those. And, you know, Cuddy Black can do one-to-ones, you know, or a couple of, you know, it'll haul up to 46 SCU, so you may not be able to haul a full, if you get a couple of nice full loads. You might have to haul them in one at a time, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's good money every time you haul it in. It looks like there's going to be a couple of rocks here as we approach. And this is not going to be a great rock, this first one. It's probably, you know, maybe going to be in the neighborhood of, we'll have to see here, 7%. Yep. What about this guy here? Doesn't look like a great rock either. This is going to be kind of a low percentage rock. I will get you a number before we fly off. But if I were to guess a 2%er, it is just a blue cap. So off we go. I will focus down again, and we'll go ahead and couple of Q-types right in a row, but nothing to write home about. And that happens, you know. Just because you find Q-types, it doesn't mean they're worth mining, but it is a good indication that you're in the right area. So I'm going to go ahead and pop those guys out there. I'll focus scan again. We've had some really good runs so far, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and pop that out. That's all right. That's great. Andrea says 2 days of mining and you don't need to rent anymore. That's exactly right. You can actually buy yourself a freelancer max pretty quickly. You could buy yourself a freelancer pretty quickly. I do think that a good natural first step is a freelancer max. You know, eventually the Constellation Taurus is what I would probably ultimately recommend. But there's definitely nothing wrong with the Freelancer Max as an early game hauler. How do you guess the percentages? I just can kind of tell by how thick the green wedge is. Murchie, great question, by the way. I'm not always 100% on it, but, you know, based on how much red overcharge there is, and based on how thick the green is on it, that kind of gives you an idea. You know, once you've kind of looked at enough of them, you normally can start getting an idea, for sure. So we're hauling in here. You know, I'm still headed out here. We're looking. There's more opportunity markers, and we'll just kind of keep on scanning them. This is and like I said, here's one that, like you can see, I'm hitting it. Yeah, the C2 is a great hauler. John says he uses the C2 for hauling. I had an M2 for a long time, and I just bought a C2, and I love the thing. Those ships fly fantastic. They really do. Crusader's done a great job. I also bought an MSR. I just have decided that they're just smooth ships. Crusaders does a great job with them. I'll tell you the one thing Crusader absolutely is doing right is their maneuverability thrusters. They seem to have second to none maneuverability even with huge ships. And that's, you know, nothing to sneeze at there. I prefer the MSR. Very hard to get ganked in it. Yes, the MSR is an excellent Quantanium hauler. I agree with that. It's, you know, it's one of those things where when you see an MSR going by, it's not the first thing you think of either. You know, you're not thinking to yourself, oh, there goes all this Quantanium in that MSR. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, people won't get there, but when I see an MSR going by, the last thing I think is it's laden with Quantanium. So I do think it flies under the radar a bit, and also it does hold 114 SCU, which is a very respectable amount of Quantanium, and it's darn fast. So we've got a couple rocks up here that we're going to close in on, and these are Q types, and we're kind of moving in on them, and let's see what we have. So that's not going to be a good rock, you guys. That's going to be another. You can see it's got a little bit of overcharge, a little bit of green. I'm going awful fast here. I'll slow up pretty quickly. That's just a 2%er. This is a 5122. This is also not going to be a good rock. A couple of blue caps there, so nothing to write home about. We'll go ahead and close this guy up. We'll fly away from these guys, and next opportunity marker there. It's a cluster, but notice how it's not giving us any hits back. So we don't want to waste a whole lot of time looking at it. It's just one of those things. So yep, and here we go. We're just going to go ahead and oh wow, lots of opportunity markers hit there. At the 170 scan. That's an E-type cluster. What do we have here? That's Q-type right there. We'll roll back to a 90 scan. So good Q-type so far. We'll just kind of move in on it and see what it is. That looks like a single rock there. I don't think that these are anything here. That's P-type right there, right? But this right here is definitely a Q-type. Not a good rock. It's going to be another 2%er, or maybe a 4%er, but nothing crazy here. I'll go ahead and poke it just to give you guys the numbers. Yeah, another blue cap. Nothing to write home about. But certainly we are on the Quantanium. We're definitely finding lots of Quantanium. We have not found anything yet on this run to mine yet, but we have look at all the opportunity markers. We know we're in good place. That's an M-type. That's an M-type. Kind of split the differences here. That's an E-type. That's an E-type. We're kind of flying sideways here, but we'll at least put a scan on this guy here. That's an E-type. So great. So there's a heck of a nice cluster too. Look at that. It's an E-type cluster. A lot of rocks right there. Beautiful, beautiful cluster we're flying by, and no big deal. We're going to go ahead and roll back to the 179 scan and keep after it. All right. So what about this guy here? That's an M-type. That guy out there at 8,000 meters, that's an E-type. All right, keep moving. Are you doing a 180 ping or a 90 ping? I'm doing a 180 ping. That's the 180 ping is what I'm doing to get my opportunity markers. And then if I happen to get on something, then I roll back to a 90 scan to kind of keep them in front of me. But that's what I do. I do a 180 ping. That first one gets me my opportunity markers, and then I kind of crank it down to a kind of a 2 degree, a hard angle on the, and then check the type it is, and then of course after I do that, then I will use, if I find something, I will roll back to a 90 just to keep the keep them out in front of me, the opportunity markers as I fly towards it. That's an E-type. All right. And that is a E-type as well. That's beautiful. So, yep, we'll roll back to the 180 ping. This is, like I said, that's the one we do to kind of gather our opportunity markers. That one there doesn't look like it wants to kind of give a ping back. That's okay. Whenever they're just ones that you just want to kind of keep on cruising. Don't even worry about it. All right, 179 there. All right, let's go ahead. And I got a couple of opportunities we're flying in on close. Once that gets in within 12.2, you can ping it. That's Q-type right there. So it looks like a single rock. I am going to kind of, I'll keep that guy on my radar, but I will at least ping this guy over here. That is a P-type. So now I'll roll back to the 90. This is a, if I kind of do the 90, it will keep the one out in front of me. You know, and that's kind of what I want to do there is just keep the one out in front of me. I don't want to fly right towards it either. I don't want to crash into it. But, you know, now I just kind of active ping on my way in. I decouple and do myself a 90 ping. Yeah, I definitely think, you know, I probably should try some of that decoupling and just kind of slide and scan thing. I know exactly what you're talking about. That makes a lot of sense to me, John, for sure. And I think that there's a lot of upside to that for sure. That's not going to be a great rock, you guys. It's going to be another 2%er if I were to guess. Yep, that's another blue cap. So we'll tighten up here. There is this opportunity marker out there. That is an M type, and I will roll back to a 180 scan, and we'll just kind of keep firing them. All right, there's another one down here. That is a P type. I probably should definitely practice some of the decoupling stuff. And that it makes a lot of sense to me, doing it kind of a decoupled scan, kind of keep heading in one direction. All right. That is an M type. What about this guy out here at 12.2? That is an M type. So we're definitely having to do a little more work than the last 3 times we flew out here. The last few times we flew out here, you know, they were just kind of, hey, right there, right there, and right there. So no big deal. That's mining, right? You just have to kind of just keep on grinding. You know what I mean? Keep on looking. There's a nice E-type. Looks like some doublers right there, maybe. That's a 7600 M-type right there. Love it. And we'll keep heading on in. Ruminator says blue cap. Yeah, that's kind of a funny story behind that. When I was a kid growing up, Rumi, you know, like I used to get sent to the store to buy milk, and the 2% was always a blue cap. So I call them blue caps. It's just kind of a colloquial term I use for them. And so that's where that comes from. It's blue, you know, like the 2% milk is the blue cap, and so that's why I call them blue caps. Thank you all for your help and advice, guys. Looking forward to getting started with mining after work today. Clive, that is awesome, man. I think you're going to, you know, I really think there's a heck of a good opportunity. There's a lot of money that can be made. You know, you should be, you know, definitely, you know, stop in and ask any questions that you have. And if you're hitting any snags with mining, let me know. I'm happy to help. Beautiful. There's a nice E-type. Anytime. Good luck mining. It's the best place to learn it. Thank you, Mass. That's awesome. Ha, good one, Rumi says. Appreciate that, Ruminator. Sometimes I wonder, it's like, if when people kind of hear some of the stuff like that, they're, oh, that's kind of weird. You know? All right, so that's 44. Let's go. Oh, Raptor's getting the light train going again, you guys. You know, I appreciate that, Rap. Raptor's trying to. Bloody John says, hit and miss one time the first scan at double 40%, 20 minutes later before I find. Yeah, it is. That's mining in a nutshell, and it's one of those things that I've kind of learned. You just have to stay patient. Sometimes, you know, don't get me wrong. I'll do a mini. If I get down to like 75% hydrogen, I may do a mini jump. There's nothing wrong with doing a mini jump forward, you know. But I found, you know, there was good Quantanium earlier. I have every reason to believe that that one of these will be a Q-type that has a mineable rock in it, and we're just doing great. I mean, it's, you know, good conversation, and that's kind of mining in a nutshell. It's not every time you fly out here, it's not going to be, you're not going to find something immediately. I mean, it definitely is one of those things that can, you know, take a little. Sometimes you have to put a little time and energy into it, and I don't mind it. It's just it's a good thing to know. All right, so a couple of opportunities there. That's not giving me what it wants to be. That's an M-type cluster. That doubler's not kind of giving me anything. That's an E-type. Absolutely beautiful here. Oh, I did a 360 scan. I should meant to do a 180 scan. No big deal. We could certainly... That's an M-type. That's an E-type. That's an M-type. What about this guy out here, 12? That's an M-type. That's an M-type. We'll keep on and moving out there. There's one out, some out here, 12. Just what we're looking for. E-type. And, you know, it's nice to be able to see the types and not have to necessarily fly towards the ones that aren't going to give you the, you know, that aren't going to give you any kind of a scan. You know, it really has... Now, there's a couple of doublers right there, right, on the Q-type. So I'm going to roll back to 90. It's at least 2 rocks up here. And they were out at a pretty good distance, so it's at least 2. It may be better. You never do know. I'll just kind of keep hitting it with the old, you know, the old 90 scan, a ping, ping, ping. Just kind of keeping them honest, keeping them on, you know, the opportunity markers on there. It's at least 2, and I see them as I'm rolling up there. And that's what it looks like, 2 rocks. We'll see if one of these guys is, this first one's not going to be a great rock. This one here, what do we got? That's also not going to be a great rock. So that's a 2%er, and that's not going to be much better. That's going to be a 2%er, I bet you, likely as well. 3.43. So yep, we definitely did not find anything worth mining right there. All right, but it is nice to find some more Q types and keep it moving. John says, my mole, I use the middle turret with the Helix and 3 FLTR-XLs, and the other 2 are Focus 3 and Zbrance. Surge, so I never run out. That's awesome. I mean, that's the cool thing about the mole. You know, we talk about soloing with the mole. The mole, you can kit out 3 lasers differently, or however you want, whatever is the meta that you like with them. It gives you plenty of opportunities. Once you kind of understand positioning with it, you certainly can get it where your different lasers can look at it. Yeah, hey man, that's a win. That's a winning combination right there. All right, that's an M type, and so we're probably going to do a mini jump here in the next 5 minutes if we don't get lucky, just to kind of shake the can and see what sprays. That's an M type. All right, 179 here. Another 179 scan right there. All right, there's another opportunity right there. That's P-type. So we are just rocking here. All right, a few more opportunity markers have kind of presented themselves. That one has not given up what its contents are, so we know that's probably an unscannable rock. That's an E-type. That is a P-type. All right, we'll keep moving. Prospector Lancet 1, Mole Lancet 2. Yes, exactly. The Mole certainly can have the size 2 lasers on it. That's a Q type right there. We'll kind of do a 90 scan and head right towards it. Yeah, this definitely get the size 2 lasers on the Mole, and it's you know, the Mole will make short work out of anything with a couple guys on there. There's nothing that can stand up to a couple mining lasers right now in the verse that we can find. I am looking forward to when they do have some bigger rocks. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. All right, here's this single. Wheel says, now this could be a nice rock, you guys. It very well could be a nice rock. Had to leave for a while. How's the quant fishing going? We've done very well. We've done, had a unicorn run the last one. This is a 40-40 right here, you guys. This is a great rock. A little better than that. It's a 50-40. There's going to be definitely enough here if it just breaks clean to get a second unicorn run in a row. This is kind of, you know, it takes a little while sometimes, but you just got to keep your foot on the gas, remain persistent, you know, and mining will normally, usually, if you kind of put in the time, it will normally kind of pay off. So we're in good range here. We'll go ahead and get this guy cranked up. And so, Wheels, you're back, and thank you for the good luck charm. That's for sure, you guys. Bigger rocks, you mean actually working for money? Yeah, exactly, Andreas. I agree with that 100%. You know, it would be very nice, you guys, to see like rocks that only the mole with multiple lasers could break, like 13,000 mass rocks. That would be super cool. You know, like have one where it's like one big rock where you can haul in, get your mole uni out of one big rock. Beautiful rock here, a 4931 at 43%. And so, yeah. And I really appreciate the 45 likes, you guys. That's awesome. Bigger rocks just means mining gadgets will have a role. I also agree with that, Osmer. You know, certainly that could be a thing. And nothing wrong with that thing. So a 2.08 instability here. Not terrible, but certainly nothing, you know, you got to keep a good eye on it for sure. And, yeah. We're just going to kind of keep our laser on this guy and get in a little bit tighter range. Andrea says, I want to use the prospector in the concept art. Landing on a moon and drilling a hole. Yeah, boring. I hear what you're saying. When I say boring, I don't mean like not fun. I mean doing a directional bore. Getting on something that's like, I really think that would be an awesome thing to do. Like, you know, where you kind of drill a core sample. And then maybe, you know, it just, yeah, I mean, it just kind of gives you an opportunity where you pull it up that way. John says, I have at times backspaced when I found a nice cluster so I could track a body so I could make one more run. That's actually a really interesting idea for sure, and definitely one I've never thought about. Andreas says, Mass says that would be great at Andreas. I agree with that 100%. We seem to be handling this 2 instability fairly well. Very nice rock, this rock, you guys. It was a very nice rock, this 50-40. Plenty of SCU in this guy as long as she breaks clean. Nice break. And let's just kind of see what we got. So that is 678 right there. That's looking like that's going to be 70%. That's fine. This is a 1209 here. That is going to be 51%. So this guy did not break up super clean. Interestingly enough. This is going to have a little bit in it as well. 27%. This is not going to have... Well, no, this will have some in it. 4%. Yikes. Yeah, this guy broke up yucky. 1,046 here. This is probably going to be around, yep, 70%. And then... So we got to break them all almost. This one doesn't have anything in it. We probably won't worry about that 4%er. But this guy didn't break up clean at all. So we've got a 51. We've got a 70. We've got a 27. Oh, boy. Yeah, so we've got lots of yucky rocks here. And that's all right. We've been very lucky tonight. G for gimbal mode. How are you wiggling your laser? White Lightning, welcome to the channel, White Lightning. Yeah, you hit G and it loosens up the laser head. You know? Appreciate the question, White Lightning. Geesley says G for gimbal mode. That's absolutely correct. Mauricio says, I would like that the asteroids have some ultra precious minerals, not scannable, but you would get like 1 SEU of that. That would be really cool, Mauricio. If there was some kind of a, you know, a little bit of a little extra in there. Love it. White Lightning says thanks. Yep. It's one of those things, you know, when you watch somebody else mine, you know, sometimes you do pick a few things up, White Lightning, so I'm glad you stopped in and looked. For sure. If you like mining content, do like and sub. Geesley gives him a thumbs up, and then what's good besides the Lancet size 1? You know, I mean, really, the Lancet is the meta if you want to Quantanium mine. But there's, you know, you can make work. The Impact can be used for things. The Helix can be used for things. But nothing's going to settle the rock down that's unstable as quite as much as the Lancet's going to, JoJo. That's for sure. Alright, we're going to run this guy up pretty quick. We got 45 seconds left on this branch charge. We're going to try and get it in there before 30. 39, 38, 37. Trying to push it up there, 34, 33. Yep, we got in there. That's good. Settle in here and get this guy broke. We got 2 more to break after this. Beautiful runs tonight. This is another opportunity. Lancet for Quant, Helix for everything else. I like that idea. I'll go with that, what Andreas is saying. We also noticed that the Impact can chew through rocks when it's working with a Prospector duo team. All right, good break there. We're not breaking into this 4%er. We have the 69%er and the 70%er. So we'll go ahead and make this happen. Lancet makes everything easy, though. Yeah, Lancet definitely plays a big role in making sure that it's it's nice and smooth. It also is plays a big role in allowing me to chat with you guys while I mine. Osmer says, beginning to think the rough time I had with quant mining, I had to do more with going to Lyria than with the quant itself. Well, Lyria, you know, whenever you see more than 2 rocks, it's always Quantanium. And Lyria, for the longest time, was the meta to go quant mining. But right now, the Aaron Halo, if you kind of know what you're doing, is very hot, Osmer. You know, and I'm somebody who keeps his finger on the pulse of quant mining pretty good. And I definitely am having the best luck myself out here in the Aaron Halo lately. John says, good night. Oh, John, thank you so much for coming to the channel today, sir. And kind of, you know, and just kind of being, chatting and being vocal. I understand you have to go to bed, sir. I'm sure it's late there. Thank you so much for participating as much as you did today. It was nice to see you. And just a warm salute to you, sir. And I hope that you have a lovely rest. Please take care of yourself. The Lancet ones, JoJo, you're going to want to find those. You can go to Port Alisar, and they're at, I overcooked that guy just a touch. That's going to be a little grumpy, but no big deal. Port Alisar at Dumpers Depot will have those, for sure. All right, well, we're ready to extract. This should be 100%er here. Yeah. See you soon as well, John. I hope that you do well, and like I said, have a lovely rest, and we'll see you around the way. All right, that should be good. Yeah, Port Alisar, if you go to Dumpers Depot, they'll have all of those that you need. Avantgarde 4, welcome to the channel. Nice to see you. How are you doing today? This is Star Citizen, and I am doing some Quantanium mining in Star Citizen. Nice to see you. Welcome to the channel. 49 likes, you guys. That's awesome. We're almost up to 50 likes today. That's fantastic. There's another hundo right there. We're going to go ahead and grab that guy. So we're doing really well so far. We got 17.77. We want to be careful with make sure we're pointing at the right things. I am good. That is a super cool laser. Thank you. This is the extraction laser for mining that you're seeing. Mining in Star Citizen is a lot of fun, but a little bit of a learning curve, but it's a good time. All right, so we're going to take a look at this guy here. That's 136. That's nothing there. We'll go ahead and scooch over just a touch. That is a 30%er. I'm trying to get anything that's 100%er on board first, you guys. That's a 31%er. What's going on? There's a nice hundo. Love it. 262. That's a 96%er. We may have to come back to that guy. Here's 259. 100%er. We'll take that for sure. Call Me Craven says, do you find the Halo near ARC-L1 or CLUL1 better? About the same. Excellent question, Craven, though, for sure. Excellent question. And I tend to find it's about the same. Now, if I have a choice, Aaron, Halo mining, I am going to pick, as you can imagine, going by CRUL1 because you get that 3% bonus. There was one more hiding over here. Let's see. Hopefully we're really close here if we can get one more pure guy. No, we're super close. I don't think this is one either. Nope, that's 99% quartz. That guy there was not. That was a 30%er. There's a 91%er. I think we're going to have to settle on that 91%er. It's not going to be quite a unicorn, but still an awesome run. Let's find this 91%er wherever we left it. How many rocks do you need? Well, I can hold up to 32 SEU, and I've got 30.13 on board right now. So I'm going to find this 97%er that, and we're going to finish up here, and we'll head back in. And you know, that's a 10%er there. One of these had a 90-some%. Not that guy. Not that guy. Was it that guy's a 30? That was that 4%er. There's a 34%er. It wasn't that one. 31? 30? I thought there was one more that was like a 90%er. Am I wrong? I might be wrong. That's a 0.64. 10%er. Nothing there. What was this guy? Oh, there it is. There's that 96%. I knew it was around. So not quite a uni, you guys. This could be a mulligan uni, though. It is. It's a mulligan uni. So mulligan uni means it's a 31.93. Anything that's 31.9 or above is a mulligan uni. That is a fantastic run. So back-to-back unis. One of them's a mulligan uni. We'll take it. Colton Yoder. Nice to see you, Colton. How are you doing? Colton's just popping in. Hope everyone's chilling on the stream here. As you guys can see, Colton is a member of the channel. Thank you, Colton. How you been, man? Nice to see you. Daniel Mello, the top one. Thank you, Daniel. I was kind of losing it there for a second. You're absolutely right. Thank you for like, it's so funny. You got to have that short term and remember. And sometimes over the chats, I forget you guys. So, yeah, Colton, man, how you doing? It's nice to see you, sir. And Daniel, I appreciate that bailout for sure. So 52 likes, you guys. We've had a great night. And we are on our way back in. The last one was a unicorn. This is a mulligan uni. It's a 31.9 and some change. We really have doing great tonight. So we'll go ahead and keep our foot down on the gas. haul this guy in and see how we're doing. So. First quantum, second quantum, then we're going to take it easy, work our way in there, and see if we can't get this guy landed and you know, and get this stuff in the hopper for sure. Yeah, so Craven, it doesn't, you know, just kind of circling back to your question, I don't find much of a difference, but CRUL1 has a 3% bonus to its Quantanium, and so I prefer that. You know, like if I'm going to air and Halo Mine a bunch, I'll hang around CRUL1. Wheel says, is that ARC L3 you're headed toward? Oh my stars, it is. Wow, you guys, this is going to be interesting. I definitely forgot to set route on CRUL1. I just kind of spaced out in my chat, you guys. So now we're definitely going to flirt around with a little bit. Hopefully we got enough gas to make it. I'm glad you pulled me out of there. Oh, that's so awesome. That's so funny, you guys. You know, normally, I just forgot to reset. So you guys saved my bacon there. So been playing Ark Survival Evolved, no SC. But it's getting my fix it. Yeah, I can appreciate that for sure. Wheels, that's so funny, man. Thank you, sir. You know, glad I keep an eye on the chat. I definitely was flying in the wrong direction. And we're going to come in on fumes, but we still have plenty of time. And, you know, we'll probably hear first alarm before I come out of Quantum. Drizz says, I like this stream time. What's up? Yeah, Drizz, hey, man. How you doing? Kind of an evening. As Avogar said, is this game like Eve? It's... You know, this game is more where Eve kind of doesn't have as much kind of, you know, this game has like FPS stuff. It's kind of like Battleground or one of those types of things. So, but this is a little bit deeper. You know, Eve is, you know, a great game. It's an older game, but this is kind of like a combination between this. You know, you have kind of the on the ground FPS stuff, as well as the ship fighting stuff, as well as the industrial stuff. So you have a lot of first-person stuff, you know, in this game as well, Ava. I hope that helps answer your question. You'll see me get out of my ship here in a little bit. It's actually really cool, you know. Wheel says that would have been... Not only would that have been a shocker, Wheels, I would have been out of gas. I have the VK00 on this thing. It's going to... You know... I definitely would have been out of gas and out of luck, you know. So, you know, I'm down to my last 25% as I'm coming in here, and it's very thirsty. So we're gonna see here. It's gonna be very interesting. You know, I think I'm just gonna make it. If I were to guess, required fuel. Nope, I'm not gonna make it. So I'm not gonna make it, you guys. It's so funny. It was so silly of me to have gone the wrong direction. So I am going to be short on this. You know, I needed more fuel than I actually have. It looks like my recorded fuel. I'm down. I don't know. It's going to be close. I'm almost out of fuel. Where am I at? I'm at 800 and some. It's going to be interesting, you guys. I'm 500 and some. I'm down to my last bit of fuel. 20 and some change. 200 and some. I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm down to 16, 15, 14. Oh, I might. It's going to be close. Oh, wow. 10. Wow, you guys. I just made it. Now, I'm not done yet, you guys. I've got to kind of get this in. I've already had first alarm. So I kind of made this hard on myself. It's kind of enjoyable. CRUL1 Ambitious Station. We'll go ahead and do this. Now, this is what we're going to do, right? I'm just going to go in and land on the wrong pad and let it store me. This is what you want to do if you kind of get into it. That was coming in on fumes. You know, use your hydrogen. Actually, there's plenty of time. Ruinators like riveting. You know what I mean? I definitely almost ran out of gas. And you know, that was kind of funny. Like, I am, look at my fuel, you guys. I've got 12.65. I mean, I am almost straight out of it. So, you know, we're coming in at a reasonable clip. We're going to try and get this guy down and get it. If you don't have enough fuel, it doesn't load your QT, I think. Oh, there we go. That's, you know, I came in on fumes, though, for sure. This is funny. Maybe we'll just kind of set this guy down and run in and just store it anyways. But, you know, it was close. I almost ran out. I went the wrong way, and I have the short-range drive on there, and, oh boy, we were definitely trying to make it a little harder on ourselves. And, you know, it's so funny. I mean, I just kind of got lost in the chat and just started headed towards ARC-L3, and that is so funny. All right, we're going to set this guy down. First alarm has been going off for a minute or two. We may even hear second alarm here. That's a rare thing. Drax, like, is it safe for me to wipe my nose prints off my monitor now? That's so funny, Drax. Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying to mess this up. All right. So we're putting this guy down right now. You just want to set her down nice and easy because you don't want to get her grumpy at you now. There we go. Let's do a post flight. We came in on fumes.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Okay. We'll turn off the engines. We'll back out. We'll go store this guy. And whoa, boy, did we make that. What on earth was I doing? I flew to the wrong place. So funny. That is awesome, you guys. Was waiting for the boom. Yeah, Drac loves explosions, and so he hangs out on the channel. And you know, I definitely try not to always you know, give him what he wants, but boy, we got close there. I almost, let me kind of go hide here. If I would have been notified, if Wheels wouldn't have told me that I was flying in the wrong direction and I would have just flew another 20 seconds, I think I would have never, I would not have had enough gas to get back. And I would have had to jettison and maybe call for help and just kind of do the walk of shame. So here we go. Fancy exit. Yeah, you definitely don't, the elevators are killing us right now, Avangard. That's why we have to kind of, you know. Will the next patch fix the duplicated ships? I'll tell you what. Mass, will you tell everybody how many, I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's the little snub fighter. Mass, how many of those ships do you have? I think it's the little snub fighter that goes on the back of the Connie. That Mass has just a ton of those. Hey, Ramoy, how are you? Nice to see you. How have you been, sir? That's awesome, you guys.
Welcome.
All right, hold on. We got to store this guy. 83 Merlins. That's what it is, you guys. 83 Merlins. Get this guy stored. Oh, wow, we made it. This is awesome. Yeah, Mass has 83 Merlins. We're always laughing about that. We absolutely hope they get that fixed. Oh, you guys, that was funny as heck. We almost had a, you know, I flew the wrong way with the VK00 and almost ran out of gas. I'm sitting on 10 terrapins. So annoying. You know, I have a couple of extras, but nothing crazy like that. Ramoy, how have you been? It's nice to see you, Avangard Fancy X already. Yeah, for sure. Osmer says, at Avangard, Star Citizen has a lot of bugs, but multiple types of gameplay. And the universe, it's a sandbox. That's exactly right. Osmer's exactly right. It's a beautiful sandbox with, you know, with lots of things to do in it. But lots more to come. You know, even with 3.17.2, the Reclaimer derelicts with the server navigation mesh, such an important, you know, addition. You know, obviously, you know, hopefully the server navigation mesh works really well and there's good responsive times and it's a challenge for FPS players. I'm really excited about that. Let's just say CIG owes me a mouse because my scroll wheel is about to fail or fall off. Yeah, when you've got 83 Merlins to scroll through, you guys. That's just 83 Merlins. It's so funny. That's why I went for the Atlas and the Rush. The VK00 sucks too much. She's thirsty, Andreas. You're exactly right. And I mean, I don't mind doing that. I mean, I normally don't fly towards the wrong place when I'm full on Quantanium. That was hilarious. Ramoy says, I'm doing okay. Next month we'll have a new GPU, I hope. Already got the RAM upgrade from to 32. That's awesome. So we are doing really well, you guys. Tonight's been a great night. I've got a 3192. This is a Mulligan Uni here. So an awesome run. And I think I have at least one more run back out to the Halo in me, if you guys will do it. Colt Yoder says, take a reclaim to a derelict. Yeah, those are going to be so much fun, those reclaimer derelicts for sure. I'm at 100, so it doesn't look like I'm going to need food or water. And so, I love the 53 likes, you guys. I will say, as I'm kind of, I always use my elevator time. Like, sub, if you like Quantanium mining, do like, sub, hit the notification bell. Hang out with us. Come kind of hang out from time to time and chat. All things Star Citizen, but we do a lot of Quantanium mining for sure here. And we'll go back up to the Habs. And as you guys can notice, I have, some membership set up. I kind of think they're funny. I have Hand Miner, ROC Miner, and Quantanium Miner as my levels, which I thought was kind of cute. I am going to start working on some new icons and some new things like that for members. But yeah, I mean, I always try to answer everybody's question anyways, but of course, anybody who's a member, I definitely will go out of my way to make sure I get all of your questions answered. And it's, channel's been going really well, you guys. I've appreciated all the donations and all that stuff. It keeps me in good coffee, keeps the lights on over here, and, and of course we do lots and lots of answering questions. So Ramoyne says, I would have done a character reset, but for the fact that resets have been a bit dodgy lately, they sure have. The update for 3.712 will do a reset for me anyways, and duplicates will be gone. Shadowcatcher says, how did you get that dark paint job on your prospector? Shadowcatcher, that's a great question. It's called the Aphorite paint. It's a subscriber paint. And if you're a subscriber, you can buy it, or someone who's a subscriber can buy it for you. So we're going to do one more pre-flight here, you guys. We're going to go ahead and we're going to make sure we throw a Brant on there, and we'll go ahead and Mauricio, welcome to Hand Miner. Thank you, Mauricio. That's awesome. Colton Yoder. Colton, I appreciate that. They're joined. Thank you, Mauricio. That's awesome, you guys. Got a new Hand Miner on the channel, Mauricio. I really appreciate that. It's very kind of you, sir. And Colton, I appreciate that for sure. It always does help, and like I said, all that stuff, it goes right back into the channel. So, and of course, I love to answer any of your questions and help out as things go. So, cool. We're gonna go out and we're gonna do one more nice run to the Halo, and then at the very least one more run. I think I have time for one, maybe two more runs, but at least one. And we're going to get that started right now. So, beautiful, you guys. Thank you so much. That's awesome. 54 likes tonight as well. It's been a great stream. I don't normally get to stream at this time on Sunday evenings, but I am trying to find some new times. I'm definitely at some point, as you guys can imagine, I'd like to have a regular schedule, and I'd like to at least do a minimum of 3 times a week. But life will hopefully permit some of that stuff in the future. Right now, I've been so busy with work. So, Ramoyne says, Space Shorts, I finally have a prospector of my very own. Recommended setup, please. Well, I tell you what, at least an Atlas drive. That's the drive I would recommend. Go with an Atlas drive for your for your quantum drive. Definitely go with a Lancet MH1. Shadowcatcher, welcome to the channel, sir. Welcome as a member. That's awesome, Shadowcatcher. I appreciate that. So yeah, a Lancet MH1. I absolutely recommend that. And then you're probably going to want to have a couple of Brants on there. And really, that's all you need to start, Ramoyne. If you have an Atlas drive and you have a Lancet and some Brants, that's all you need to do to start for Quantanium mining. The rest of that stuff can come about later. You know, and those are kind of the critical things. The laser head, you want that Lancet MH1, and you definitely want to have an Atlas drive. All right, you guys, we got some new members tonight. We got some donations. It is lovely. What a nice night. I really appreciate it, you guys. Like I said, I can't thank you enough. It really does mean a lot to the channel. You know, in the future, I definitely want to bring 4K videos. I want to bring some ultra wide stuff. You know, I'm definitely starting to get better with my chops for video editing. So when I do kind of tips and tricks, you guys, it means a lot. So head towards ARC-L3 this time. We do have a full load of Quantanium. We'll try and drop out at 11.8, and we'll try and do the right thing and head back to the right. Head back this time. You know, if, after a successful trip, try not to maybe fly halfway to ARC-L3 and burn our gas tanks up. So that was really funny, you guys. Holy smokes! So like if Wheels were here, I'd give him a big hug. You know, he saved my bacon right there. I looked over at the chat and he's like, "Hey, why are you flying towards ARC-L3?" And he was absolutely right. That was funny as heck. So, Ramoyne says, "Thank you for the advice. Always appreciate the help." Yeah, no problem, Ramoyne. Like I said, those are the critical things. Get that Atlas drive, get that Lancet MH1, and put a couple of brands on it just to begin with. But like you can see, Colton here says, "I run all passives, Vout, Rieger, and a Focus. That way, you know, he doesn't have to rebuy modules, and it works fine. I bring a Bormax gadget for a hard rock." Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. There are different layers to this thing. Wheels is laughing. Thank you so much, Wheels, man. I do, man. I'd give you a great big hug if you were sitting right next to me. You saved my bacon there. So, yeah, I mean, that's the cool thing. There are all sorts of different things you can try, and there are different layers. And some people come and just love the Surges. Some people love the Stampedes. Some people absolutely love the VAUXs, the C3. Some people love the Riegers. Some people like the Focuses. You really gotta feel out, you know, but I definitely say the Lancet MH1 for sure. Mauricio says, "I have to go to dinner." Enjoy that barbecue for sure, Mauricio. That is, I love barbecue. I wish I was there, man. All right, so here we just dropped out. Okay, perfect. We'll go ahead and let's move our speed limiter up here. I'll go ahead and pull the mining laser out. We'll roll forward one time and go ahead and get some opportunity markers going. And let's just kind of, let me make sure I get full range of mobility here. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and let's do a focus scan and let's see what we get. So that is an E-type right off the bat. That is an M-type right off the bat. Which place is better to go, Lyria or the Halo? Narmo saying. Right now, where I'm saying the best place to go is the Halo. And if, especially Narmo, welcome to the channel, by the way. If you learn this scanning meta that I'm doing right now, right? So I'm doing this cone scan at 180, and then once you have your opportunity markers, then if you kind of fly towards the things, you do have to be within 12.2 away, but then you can actually, with the mining laser out, if you do another scan, it's going to tell you a type, and notice that's an E-type. You're looking for Q-types. So that's what makes this thing so special. Like right now, the Halo, you don't have to fly towards any rocks that are unscannable. If you hit them with the ping and they don't tell you what type they are, chances are they're an unscannable rock. So that's why I'm really highly recommending the Halo right now. And like I have done, been out to the Halo a bunch of times. Recycled. Thank you, Cat. Sorry about that, you guys. I forget to do that. CAG is saying recycle the. I need to turn this on and turn this off so it's not so loud. There we go. It shuts it down. Sorry about that. I forget sometimes until one of you guys will remind me. CAG is good about it. I know Tina's good about it. But sometimes I do forget. So I appreciate that. I know it's... Once you can't unhear it, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. So yeah, if you notice here at 11 away, I can tell that's an E-type, right? Here's 10.6 away. I'm doing a ping. It's angling my it's an E-type, right? So this is it's too hot right now. The Halo is just straight fire. It's going really well, and it's very, very fast. Preference on wearing the belt? Not really, Alex. I mean, I actually prefer right now a little bit lighter area, so you just aren't flying into, kind of having to avoid a bunch of stuff. So, like for myself right now, I'm not finding any preferences, like as far as the bands go in the belt. I will definitely say, Alex, if you think about, I would probably recommend flying out of CRUL1, so you get that 3% Quantanium bonus. I think that's a very good thing to keep in mind. So I am flying out of like CRUL1 and heading towards the belt. So I normally head towards ARC-L3 and drop out. And so that's the one thing I would say. But other than that, like as far as bands go and that type of stuff, nah. You know, like you know, I'm having as much luck in some of the bands that are lighter than. Now notice this one, you guys. It's not giving me ping backs. Don't fly towards it. Just leave it alone. It's going to be an unscannable rock, most likely. I mean, there are times when there's a bit of server lag there, but don't sweat it. Just go ahead and bang the, you know, go ahead and just hit the, just keep moving. You know, just keep moving. Make sure it gives you a type before you fly towards it. 11.2 away. Look at this, you know. Go ahead and ping that guy. It's a Q type. So there's your Q type, right? So once you hit a Q type, then roll back to a 90 scan. If you roll back to a 90 scan, it's going to keep the opportunity marker right out in front of you. FEVB says belt 5 in the halo is the densest, but is it any good? You know, like I will tell you, like I said, I've been having it. The density of the halo hasn't really mattered to me since 3.17 has happened. You know, like I definitely find plenty. I've worked ARC-L1 to Hurston, hit 3 unicorns. Yeah, like yesterday I did 5 runs, and 3 of them were unicorns. You know, today I had a unicorn. I've had a couple of high 30s. So it's just kind of whatever you run into, right? You know, like I had a 50-40 and it didn't break clean enough to get a uni. This is not going to be a bad rock though. This is probably going to be. If I'm going to guess, I'm going to say this is a 17%er. Let's go ahead and see. I'm just guessing, you guys. I don't know. 26%er. So it's a 49, 31, and 26%. This is a rock I have to mine, you guys. You know, I mean, it's just, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna sleep on this guy. This is a fine rock. I mean, this is gonna be another mid-20s, but I mean, I found it that quick, and we're just gonna go ahead and mine it. That's just this is not gonna be a unicorn, but it's, you know, it's an excellent rock, and no reason not to necessarily get her going. So. All right, and off we go. Any is good, wasn't a question, yeah. Oh, sorry about that. Belt 5 in the halo is the densest, but any is good. Yep, sorry about that. You know, any belt is good in the halo. I agree with that 100%. I worked ARC-L1 to Hurston, and yeah, oh man, it's so nice when you get those unis like that, Alex, that quickly, for sure. All right, 55 likes, you guys, and we've had some people join as members and a nice donation tonight. I really appreciate all that, you guys. This is going to be another night. Juan Carlos, hey, I've been around for a while, just not saying hi. I can appreciate that, Juan Carlos. How are you, sir? Ramoyne says, it's how you roll, Space Shorts. Fair enough. Yeah, I try to answer questions. Sometimes I'm, you know, in between the chat. I definitely misread words now and then, or miss an any, or... That does happen, you guys. I do my best with it, but, you know, it's one of those things. I definitely get distracted occasionally. And so, forgive me. You know. Alex says, shoot, after visiting so many 2 to 3%ers, when you say anything to teens, you would consider what to pass by quick. You know what? I can appreciate that. If you are on just a huge string of 2 or 3%ers, and you find something that's going to get you something, nothing wrong. Andrea says, I like band 3. Dense enough for loads of opportunity markers, but not dense enough to be dangerous. That's a good thought. You know what I mean? Ramoyne says, 56 likes, Space Shorts. Yeah, that's awesome. I like it, you guys. 56 likes is fantastic. What a great night, you guys. It's been, you know, just lovely. And this should be a fairly easy break. It's a 1.93 instability. I am out of the range at about 12 or so. Mine's just been added. That's awesome. Thank you, Ramoyne. I appreciate that. Yeah. We'll get this guy for sure. It's a 49.31. It's not maximum. You know, 51.22 is the biggest rock you're going to find out here. But, you know, and this is going to be a mid-20s. This is kind of how we opened the night as well, with the kind of a mid-20s. You know, there's going to be, you know, depending on how it breaks, we're probably going to get somewhere between 22 to 25 SCU out of this rock. And that's how we opened our night, and And you know, you've got to mind these. You know what I mean? Don't fly past. This is a heck of an opportunity. It didn't take us long to find. You know, a couple 100,000 sitting here, or at least 180,000 plus. You know, heck yeah, man, mine this guy. Now the 1.93 instability did jump up quite a bit. I did kind of trying to settle it down. I don't want it to overcook if I can avoid it. Of course, you know, it's all balancing act. It can fall out if you're not careful. You know, and you do look for those times when it kind of sticks, and you can tell that it's gotten itself into a situation where it's a, you know, it's a bit of a lag spike. But it looks like we're going to be able to ride it out here and get a good break. And yeah, it was a nice break right there. 58 now by chance. Yeah, that's awesome. Feels like we can hit 60. Thank you, everyone. That's awesome. All right, that's a 78%er right there. What do we got down here? This is not going to have anything in it, I don't believe. Nope. What about that guy there? That's going to have some in it right there. That's going to be 82%. Not a lot of this is going to have stuff in it, though. That's not going to have stuff in it. That's not going to have stuff in it. And this potentially may not have stuff in it. So it's just those two rocks to break, right? That doesn't have anything in it. 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 This is an 82%er over here, and this is a 78%er over here. So that's going to be most. We just got two breaks here. Really easy to do. We're just going to go ahead and go just, you know, fire our brands, and almost 60 likes. That is awesome. I overcooked her just a touch, but I pulled it out of the fire. It's a little mascot, 678, so she jumped up there pretty quick. I did kill the laser fairly quickly, but nonetheless, it did jump up into the overcharge. We try to stay out of the overcharge. We don't want to overcook them if we can avoid it. If it goes in a touch early, no big deal. It will decay out and you'll be just fine. We still got a minute left on the Brant, and we're approaching. Alex Track, thank you very much, Alex. Space, thanks for always taking the time to ask and answer questions. I appreciate the awesome content. Alex, that is so kind of you, truly. I can't thank you enough. I mean that. It means the world to me. I will always go out of my way to do my best to answer questions and help people out. That's why I have the channel here, is just to help new, you know, players out and to build a nice community. And so listen, every time that you guys, oh, she kind of jumped up into there. I kind of rolled her back, I cut her in half down to 9. Yeah, nice one, Alex. Thank you so much. That's so, you know, it's basically what the channel's about, is just trying to help people out, and so it's very kind of you. You know, I will definitely make sure that all that stuff gets put right back into the channel, so we can kind of keep it going, and you know, kind of keep growing our audience, and just thank you. I just can't thank you enough, truly. All right, you guys. So we only have those 2 to break. Jazzy Cat, how are you, Jazzy? Nice to see you. How you been? So I think 91%er, I mean, I think this is going to be okay, like right off the bat, to just extract on. You know, I know this didn't break clean. It's a 91%er. I think we're going to be just fine. You know, we're not going to be leaving a whole lot on the table here because we took this 91%er. And so I'm expecting that, you know, this is not going to be the cleanest guy to there's a hundo, we'll take it. Awesome, you guys. Alrighty. There's another hundo, we'll take that guy. That's should get us up over 10 SCU. Alright, let's see what this guy has to offer. She's scanning now. That is nothing. So that actually broke pretty clean. This big rock here. This is a 309. That's 100%. That's 6 SCU in that guy. That is a nice chunk of pure Quantanium. And that is going to push us up over to around... oh, look, I got the Quantanium reset, you guys. Look at, so you can see it went down to 2.31. That happens from time to time. It's just one of those bugs that happen, you guys. It's just... It happened. There's nothing I can really do about it. At this point, I could jettison and look for another rock to mine. But I got the Quantanium reset. It's at 5.34 now. It had just gone over 18. It's a common thing. It happens from time to time, and normally when it happens kind of on back-to-back things. But you can see it did. It rolled down. It just was one of those things. It left me with this amount left, and so I will go ahead and run that in. You know, it's not great, but it is what it is. It's 10 S. You know, it's 8 SCU. So it's just we do see the Quantanium reset bug from time to time, and that's what it did to me that time. The one thing I will say is, you know, it might be upsetting or whatever. It's just one of those things that happens. I've had that happen before. Very annoying. Yeah, it does happen. You know, that would have been a mid 25 SCU run. I did pick CRUL1 this time, by the way, Wheels. So off we go. But yeah, I did get the Quantanium reset bug. There wasn't enough overhead to kind of end up with a lot of Quantanium. You hope that if you're going to get it, it happens a little earlier in your scoop. But it did happen, and it's just part and parcel with what goes on. So, you know, I definitely just want to say that if you do have that thing, just run in your tailing. You know what I mean? You know, if it's down underneath, you know, I could wait and jettison, and then kind of, but you know, no point in doing that. Let's run this in real quick and let's get this guy offloaded. It is still 10 S. You know, it's going to be 7 or 8 SCU after the job, but it is, you know. Yep, there goes that pesky bug. It does seem to be when I have the FLTR-XL on there, guys. I think that's one of the things I've noticed. Do I have that? I can't remember. I might have it on there. Gotta head out, but enjoyed hanging out. Have a good night. Osmer, thank you for joining us tonight. Truly, you know, and so really appreciated your contribution to the channel tonight. All your chit-chatting and kind of discussing, you know, things. It's awesome, Osmer. I hope that you do like and subscribe and come back. So, yeah, you know what, you know, guys, it's been such a great night. I mean, we've hauled in so much Quantanium. You know, this was going to be a good run, but it's nothing. You know, it's going to be a 25 SCU. It ends up being a 10. There was a bug, and you can't really do much about it. You just got to kind of dig it out and deal with it. So, you know, it's just one of those things. So I'm going to go ahead and run this in, and we're going to go ahead and get this stuff put up, and then we're gonna head out one more time because we can't. I don't want to end the stream on a down note like that, you know. So let's go ahead and haul this stuff in. I will pull the FLTR-XL off, and we'll go from there. I haven't used the FLTR-XL in a few weeks, and I still have that bug, despite one character reset and claim. So it's not the module's fault. Yeah, it's weird, Andreas. It happened to me, and I don't have it. So yeah, it probably just is. It's probably just been a coincidence that I've had it on every time when I get it. Need to check to see if you put the flight thing. Yes. You know, that's what a lot of people are saying is that it doesn't seem to be that. You know, Drac, it's just, I think it's just been coincidence, right? For me, I have it on there. And just because it's my regular kit, it seems like it's just kind of one of those things. I had taken it off for a couple weeks and I never got the bug. But you know what? It may not be that. And it's, you know, it's fine. You know, it happens. Alex says, I wonder if it's tied to the Go saddlebag issue. You know what? It very well could be, Alex. It's hard to say exactly what it's all tied to. But it's, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me any. And the one thing I've learned with mining in Star Citizen is I don't really let anything, you know, a lot of it is you try to just, it's water off a duck's back. You've got to just, you know, if you got to kind of just, there are some things you're going to have to persevere through. 3.17.2 will bring the mole back and bork the prospector. Oh my stars, Andreas. You know, it's been very easy for me to say, sorry, you mole guys, but they better not mess with my prospector, you know? Like drinking coffee, it's only crazy if it doesn't work. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. So, that's funny. Yeah, well, so we had, you know, we do, you know, I have been kind of watching to see if I would get that bug again. It doesn't surprise me that I got it. I'm okay with it. It's just one of those things. You know, Star Citizen definitely has its issues, and, you know, it's just one of those things. You just got to learn to kind of roll with it and you know, just go ahead and run on in, put the stuff away, do the right thing by it, and then just go ahead and head back out there and see if you can't do better. So, well, we haven't heard first alarm yet, so we're in good shape. We're coming in here at a pretty, nice clip, nothing crazy. We'll set this guy down. We'll definitely run down there. Now, I am definitely, I think, well over 100 SCU tonight, if not more. So we're doing great. We've had a wonderful mining night. So, it doesn't matter if you have one that kind of does the reset Quantanium bug. It's, that kind of stuff does happen, and I don't worry about it too much. Kind of bringing her in nice and easy. Is your Lancet overclocked? No, I haven't been overclocking it. I don't really need to do that in the Halo. There's not a rock that the Lancet can't crack in the Halo. Great question, though, Shadowcatcher, for sure. I love that you asked that question. I do overclock the Lancet from time to time. King Brutus, nice to see you. Is it better when the rock is throwing sparks or not? I don't necessarily. As long as you're keeping inside the optimal window, King Brutus, I don't think it matters either way. FEVB says, what hauler do you use? Well, I have several FEVB, but my favorite Quantanium hauler is the Taurus. I think that's the right balance of gunboat with the 2 size 5, 2 size 4s, plenty of missiles, 174 SCU. It's tanky, has a lot of hull health. That's the one that I recommend right now. But I also do have an M2 and a C2. That I use, from time to time. Of course, all of those are very competent haulers. But if you ask me, I would say I would highly, there's nothing wrong with the Freelancer Max. But really for me, the Taurus is my favorite Quantanium hauler right now. Like I said, it's that balance between gunboat and some hull health and good 174 SCU. FEVB says, finally saved up for a C2. I bought a C2 this week. I adore it. Alex says, SC is a lot like NASA. Every mission you plan for flawless execution, but know that even 1 or 2 things go wrong and the mission can carry. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? You got to have some perseverance. You're going to hit snags. You got to solve problems. Keep your cool. Wheel says, if a player was to do a character reset, will quant ordering be processed still be there? I think if you do a character reset, I think you might lose your refining jobs. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if anybody else wants to take a crack at that. I think that you'll lose your refining jobs if you do a character reset. That's what I would lean towards, anyways. Wheels. It's a good question. I don't have a great answer for that. Knock on wood, I haven't had to do a character reset in a little while. In the most respectful sense, and I really find some wood to knock on. Nah, we'll stick with my beloved Drake Caterpillar. You know what, Ramoyne? There's nothing wrong with the cat. The Caterpillar, once the modularity gets in there, is going to be one of the best, is one of the best ships in the game. I mean, with its, some of the, I don't know if you guys have seen that, like, ship shape from 2015, where they mention all the different modules that this Caterpillar could potentially have. Is nuts. Modularity is going to make that Caterpillar an incredible ship. There's even one that's got like one of those things is like a dock where 4 ships can dock to it. Alex Track says, snags, looking at you every elevator. Yes. Every elevator in the game is a man-eater. You got to be really careful. Alex is absolutely right. Andre says, I haven't lost refining jobs through character resets, but I wouldn't bet on it and then sell. I would sell before the reset, too. If you have a chance to haul before the reset, haul before the reset. Wheel says, I got an issue where the cutlass is missing from the ship being self-destructed and can't recover it. Yeah, that's going to be a character reset kind of a thing. And you might try to fly to a different station and recover it as well, Wheels, but yeah, or you might also try an Aussie server, or try like a European server in a different place. That sometimes can, but for the most part, character reset can be what you have to do there, so. I am going to go ahead and get this guy squared away. We've had a great night tonight. We're going to do one more run after this. And so we're going to set up this work order. It is what it is. You can't always get lucky, with everything. So that was a little one. So right now there's 60, 85, and then another over 100, and then 120. So we've done 120 SCU tonight, you guys. We're gonna go ahead and top off on some food and water. I got let's see.
Hey, back again, I see.
Wheels is laughing. Yeah, that's exactly right. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a water here. Alex says, if I'm being sneaky, I use my MSR. If I don't try to hide it, I use my Thick Boy Max. That's a very good way. I mean, the MSR is a very good hauler for Quantanium as well. I mean, it's definitely one of the things that when I see an MSR fly by, I said a little earlier in the stream, and I mean it. When I see an MSR fly by, the last thing I think is that thing is laden with 114 SCU Quantanium. It just kind of flies under the radar as a big hauler like that, So it's one of those things. I agree, the MSR can be a very good Quantanium hauler as well. And Wheels says he's going to give that a try. Yeah, give it a try at least, Wheels. Give yourself an opportunity before you have to, do the old character reset. So yeah, we can't end on a sour note, you guys. I mean, I'm going to sneak back out there for one more run. I'm not blaming the FLTR-XL, but I am going to pull it and just throw another brand on in its place. It's okay. And just, we're going to fly back out there. We got to can't end the night on a down note. I never like to do that, right? So we're just going to go back out there and we're going to give the Iron Halo one hell of a go. We've had a great night tonight. We've easily earned over 1 million AUEC. And of course, we've got to kind of, and I would say as a public service announcement to all of you, make sure you are clearing your refining jobs. These refining jobs will be done probably, Monday, Tuesday-ish, Monday night-ish, Tuesday morning-ish. So I will absolutely be clearing these out. And I'll have enough where, either the Taurus or the C2 or the M2 can haul it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, make sure you guys are keeping an eye on your refining jobs. Don't let them, don't build up a bunch of them and not run them. Keep them clear. I believe it's only going to get into PTU Wave 1 this, and probably not the second PTU Wave, but you never know. And my best estimate is somewhere between Friday and the following Friday is they're going to go with that 3.17.2. So let me just do a good pre-flight here. And we'll take a look at the Prospector. I am going to just go ahead and I'm going to replace this with a Brant. I'm not, like I said, I'm not blaming it. I'm just going to save changes for now. I've got Brant. Remember Brant. And we'll go ahead and pull the... we'll pull and we'll head out one more time tonight. We want to make sure that we have a good run there. Shadowcatcher says, Wheels, what happened to me yesterday? And this worked for... Oh, that's what happened to me yesterday, and this worked for me. Interesting. So Pad 4. We've certainly done a few Pad 4 launches today, and off we go. Alex says, I've had no issues with the MSR knock on hull. Well, but have come across issues in the past with the Max. So if using the Max, I'll run to New Babbage to reduce the risk. Not a bad idea. New Babbage is not, is not an area where, obviously if you have the XL1 drive on there, you're groovy. I am Dave. Better to start doing Farron processing now? Probably not a bad idea, Dave. I think tonight's the last night. If you put some in Dynix tonight, I think you're fine. But probably, and I truly believe it's not going to be till somewhere between this coming Friday. So, 5 whatever days from now, this coming Friday and the following Friday, I think is when it's all going to hit, but you never know. And so you do want to make sure you're pruning your jobs, keeping on top of them, hauling them in when they're ready. And then, and nothing wrong with doing some Farron processing between now and when they're ready. So we'll go ahead. Let me just pull out the mining laser, make sure. Brant. We're looking good there. I'm going to go ahead and hit F2. We're going to head towards Arcal 3. We're going to drop out of 11.7. We've been having a heck of a great night at the Halo. The last run we had the Quantanium reset bug, but that's okay. We're going to go out there one more time and see if we can avoid it. What's that? Ah, there it is. Okay, yep.
Thank you, and please visit again.
It is interesting that it's... There we go. I was going to say, it's interesting that it's red to me, but maybe it was red because it was blocked. And I will align to target as soon as I kind of clear a little better here. And it's spooling up, and we'll drop out at 11.7. So off we go. Ramoyne says, wait, what? You mean 3.7.2 will drop within the next 2 weeks? Yes, absolutely. 3.17.2, I believe, will drop sometime between next Friday and the following Friday. I think it's going to hit PTU Wave 1 here in the next couple of days. I think it will hit PTU Wave 2 probably after the weekend. I mean, it could be as early as this weekend, you guys. I don't necessarily believe it will be, but I think that they're going to, you know, that it's not terribly long from now. Some people say by June 30th. You know, I think that maybe before the July 4th holiday weekend in the States, it could be a thing. Hey, 59 likes, you guys. We're almost at 60, by the way. So that's awesome. 60 likes is pretty impressive, you guys. I mean, you know, 59 likes is pretty impressive. I can't thank you guys enough. And, you know, had some donations and new members tonight. It's been great. So we're going to go out here and hit it one more time really hard. But yeah, I think 3.17.2 will drop sometime in the next 2 weeks, Ramoyne. Absolutely. So, all right, we're 15 and change, counting down. It is a lovely, we're going to drop out at 11.7 and see if we can't find a little bit more to mine tonight. And like I said, we had the Quantanium reset bug happen, so we'll just see how it goes. It will definitely hit the PTU Phase 1, then the PTU Phase 2. And then it will go, after it goes the PTU Phase 2, then it's only, hey, 60 likes, you guys, nicely done. After PTU Phase 2, it will go live, right? So that's, you know, more or less how I think it will go. All right, let's make sure we have a good, all right, we'll kind of roll forward, and let's go ahead and see if we, oh, lots of opportunity markers out here, you guys. So that's going to be a Q-type right off the bat. You know, love that when you get that. We'll go ahead and roll back to 90, and it's always nice when your first scan's a Q-type, and let's go ahead, and I dropped out of a little denser part of the asteroid field here. Yes, thank you, fellas. 60 likes. Yes, I can't thank you guys enough. 60 likes is awesome. 3.7.2 versus 3. Oh, I don't think you're having a bit. I think in 3.18, Alex, there's going to be a big wipe. I think there's going to be a ship wipe. I think it's going to be, I think 3.18, that's my own guess, but if I were to guess, it's in 3.18, there's going to be a wipe. Yep, that's how, I mean, that's what I'm guessing. This is not going to be a nice rock, you guys. This is, you know, and that's okay, but it's just, this guy here is going to be a, you know, it's going to be probably a 2%er. It is, it's a blue cap. So let's go ahead and keep moving. That's an E-type down there. When we have the opportunity markers, we might as well take advantage of them. That one is not necessarily giving us anything. What about this guy? That's an E-type. So we'll keep sailing along here and roll back to the 180 scan. And so King Brutus says, I've noticed that when cargo won't zero as long as the timer starts, I always suck up one rock and wait for the timer. Haven't lost the load since. I've noticed that the cargo won't zero as long as the timer starts. I always suck up one rock and wait for the timer. Haven't lost the load since. Interesting. That's a very interesting point. 3.18. Yes, I think 3.18, you guys. I would expect, because of the cargo refactor, for there to be a wipe. I do. I think it's one of those things where I can't promise it, but if I were to guess, if I were a betting man, I'd say definitely that's an E-type. There's a Q-type as well right there. We'll go ahead and roll back to a 90 scan. Keep that opportunity marker right out in front of us. I agree. Macedon says, I agree. 3.18 is probably when a wipe will be. Yep. It'll almost be a year, too, from the other one. So, you know, that's the other thing. You know, we're approaching more that year mark. And I just have a feeling, you guys, it's going to be then. All right, so we're approaching this Q-type. It looks like it's just one rock as I approach it. And it's not going to be a good one. A yucky one. Look at that. It's going to be another blue cap. So definitely not a nice rock. Here, while we have this opportunity marker up, we'll close it here. We'll scan that guy. That's an E-type. Have an opportunity marker right there. Oh, there's another Q-type. We'll head right towards it. That might have been a multiple ping. I couldn't really tell for sure. But it is right out there at 9,000, so we'll just head towards it. Ramon says, ship white? Are you saying the game? Yes, I do believe that the 3.18, it's going to be a ship wipe as well. Anything not paid for with real money will go. I think in 3.18 that's a thing. I do. I think that's the wipe that's coming. It's the wiping of all things. 3.18 and the wipe is the reason I overextended my budget a little the last 2 months. This is going to be a nice rock. That's going to be a nice rock, you guys. There's lots and lots and lots. That's a 5122, and look at that overcharge. So I would be surprised if that's not a really nice rock. We'll see, though. Okay, so we're getting in here. I am going to kind of float around a little touch. I have a feeling that's going to be a nice rock. We'll see. 5122 and a 20%er. Not as good as I'd hoped. And a 5122 is a trash. So, you know what? I mean, it's a 20. It is what it is. It's a max size rock. It's a 20%er. This is going to be another one that's not great. You know, in this capacity, right? It's only 5 times 2. So 200 times 5. Now, this is only going to be a 20 SCU or a little better than 20 SCU, you guys. So it is what it is, though. It definitely is over my criteria. And we'll go ahead and get her done. #61 likes tonight, you guys. It's been awesome. And so we'll definitely get this guy, we're going to get this guy mined up. It won't take a real long time. It's only a 20%er. It's probably not going to break super clean. Normally 20%ers don't. If it's north of 25%, they break a lot cleaner. So, we'll probably have quite a bit of work to do on this guy, but that's all right. You can't pass up a 20 SCU rock. It's, so really, but, if I get this, between this and the last one I did, it will kind of like make, as long as we don't get the Quantanium reset, it'll almost be like the last 2 runs were, a solid single run. So, And this is mining in a nutshell. Every single time you go out, it doesn't mean you're going to always get the the good stuff. And I could look around for a long time for some better rocks. But you know what? If it's a 20%er at a max mass, I'm going to mine it. That's just kind of the way that I do it, and I love it. So, all right, we're going to break into the green here in just a sec. So 1.77 instability should be very manageable over that mass, and so there she goes. She's starting to push up now. Kind of just trying to, use some reactions, kind of, if it dips, kind of push up. When it pushes up, kind of fall back. And just kind of, staying reactionable to it. Looks like we got a good break going here. All right, good break. Shadowcatcher says, is there any reason that you don't use a stampede to speed up the initial break? No, not really. I mean, I certainly could do it. I definitely like having Brant's on board. No, that's a 30%er there. So, and part of it is because Brant's make it so much easier when I'm chatting with you guys. That is going to be a 52%er. This is what I was talking about, by the way, you guys. There's going to be probably, several breaks in here. And so, that's how it normally goes. This is going to need to be broke, too. This is going to be a 34%er. And this is also going to have some stuff in it. This is kind of what happens, you guys. Like, that's just a 12% rock. So I'm even going to have to break this 12%er for sure. That's a 1.33 instability. I will not even need to fire a consumable for this guy. Letting it sneak up a little bit. There's a 20. Andrea says, I usually use a surge to do first break. I can appreciate that. But only reason is my lack of patience. And I definitely understand that. Look, I think if I was trying to be like maximize my efficiency, I would absolutely probably do something more like that. I will say that one of the reasons why, you know, I do hope someday there will come a situation where I can see the amount of consumables left. Like if I know if I fired 3 charges, it just says charges left 2 on the actual consumable. That would actually help me significantly, you know, make a determination on you know, on you know, and so I never want to get out there and not and fall short on a brand. You know what I mean? Like have only 2 charges. So that's why I normally have like a 1-2 punch with the brands. It's just because you know, they do help me mine. I think that I'm a little more even keel with them. Stampedes are a waste in my humble opinion, says FEV. Rocks aren't big enough. Yep, that's a reasonable argument. Better a Vox and a Brant for lower instability. Yeah, I'm good with all that. That's the cool thing about mining, you guys. All of us can kind of pick whatever meta is cool to us. You know what I mean? And it all can make sense. Reasonable arguments can be made for all sorts of different types of this stuff. So all right, 16% here, 13%, 10%. Just kind of rolling it back and forth. Just trying to keep it honest. I don't want it to fall out, but I don't want it to... Lots of breaks here. On these 20%ers, it's very common to have to break 4 or 5 of the secondaries down. There's going to be low percentages in them. It's super common. You know, and you know, it is one of those things. It's a little more of a working man's rock for sure. You definitely are going to burn some Brants. Up it goes. 827 mass. I killed that laser because it started to jump quite a bit. Fired the Brant and then just kind of brought her back in under control. Easy way to do it. That way you're not, you know, it's not too risky. Sometimes you just got to turn off that laser and don't let her overcook. Overcooking like one of these 50%ers can cost you quite a bit, actually. I mean, there's 8 SCU in this rock. So if you overcook it and it were to blow up, there's a chance that you're going to lose your 8 SCU, which is a big chunk of what you have here. It's going to be kind of a low 20s SCU, right around 20 SCU type of thing here. Alright, so there's nothing there. I don't think there's anything in that one. I think we're good on breaks then, right? Just double checking everything. I don't see any more. Yeah, let's go ahead and just get scooping here. Andre says, that's why I run a Surge Brant. Usually I have 1 rock, 5 runs per Surge module. I keep track of my Brant via note add-on in my browser. Yeah, it's a smart idea to keep track of those. Andrea says, could use a Brant counter in QuantCalc. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea, Andreas. I never thought about that. I think with this being a 95%er, I'm just going to go ahead and... I'm sure there are going to be some hundos in here, but there's going to be some less than hundos in here. So we'll go ahead. If it's north of 90%, I'm just going to go ahead and grab it. There was no way I was getting a unicorn out of this anyways. There wasn't enough, so... 292. This is probably going to be a little bit lower percentage here. Yeah, 64. We'll come back to that guy. And try and get the highest percentages on board first. That's a 42. None of this is going to have broke super clean. There may be a hundo in here or two, but not, you know, we'll have to see. That's nothing. It's nice to see a big chunk of nothing on a rock for sure. That's nothing. What about this guy here? Do you change your power module from stock on the Prospector? You know, I do on this one, for instance. I'll show you guys when I land, if you remind me, what modules I have. I have kind of a durability build going on this thing. And so I have been trying different ones. There's a 50% of the ingots. Yeah, there's just not a lot of great rocks in here, you guys. That's nothing. Well, hopefully this, one of these is a little cleaner. That's a 74%er. I'll probably be back for that guy in just a sec. So yeah, I definitely do. I have, like, I tried a stealth prospector build. Now I've got kind of a durability build going. And it definitely has different components in it. There's a 5%er. And this guy here is an 82%er. So that's my best. That's my best next opportunity, which isn't great. Here's my next opportunity after that. It's the 70%er. 75. We'll go ahead and pull that guy in. We're just trying to get up to 20 SCU on this. That would be okay. We'd take it. And so this is going to get us over 12. All right. So that's nothing. That's a 5%er. That's nothing. That's a 50%er. That's nothing. That's a 42%er. I think the rest of these are nothing. So I'll grab those next. And that's going to give me close to 15 SCU. Another couple SCU here. Gets me north of 16, 16 and a half. I can't remember. Oh, there's a 64%er. That probably should have came on board first, but that's okay. We got the wiggle room for it. That's going to be an 18 SCU or better. Looks like we're going to maybe get to 19 SCU. Oh, potentially 20 SCU. Hey, over 20 SCU. So there's some borase. That's 10% borase. I am going to look and see what rocks have borase in them now. That doesn't have it. That's, okay, that's, I'm looking for borase because that's going to be a fallback. That's an 11% borase. And that's got 5. I'm going to pick up that guy first, right? Because that's probably going to top me off, to believe it or not. It did, and so, yeah, we've got 20 SCU of Quantanium on board. So between the 9 that we got this time, and, that ended up being 29 over the 2 runs, not necessarily fantastic, but you know what? We'll take it. It's like, if it would have been a single run at the 29 SCU. Now, we know it was just we got the Quantanium recount, so it wasn't terrible. It just is one of those things that just happens from time to time, and so we toughed it out. We came back out here, and we made something of it. So, and found this rock really fast. I mean, it didn't take long at all. So I'm going to fly us in here to CRUL1. We're going to fly towards CRUL1. Yeah, Andreas, that's a great idea for a brand counter in QuantCalc. I'll definitely mention that to 2. Alex says, did you change your power? Yes. Let's talk about, when I land, Alex, I do want to help we'll talk about that. I'll show you my kit. I did show it at the beginning of the stream, but I'll definitely show you here. So, we still got a little work to do, right? We got first quantum, second quantum. We got to set this guy down on the pad and go from there. So, coffee has been absolutely fantastic tonight. Guys, we've had a wonderful stream tonight. We've had 61 likes. We've had some people subscribe tonight. We've had some members join tonight. We've had some donations. It has been an absolutely lovely stream. I love the fact that I got to sneak on at a different time. I've seen some new faces tonight. Shadowcatcher, welcome to the channel. How does QuantCalc work? It's a $1 app. Great question. It's on the Google Play Store. There's a link in the description below. And so it'll allow you to put in a mass and a percentage and tell you how much SCU is in the rock. Also, you can add multiple rocks. Like if you find a cluster of them, it will tell you how much is in the whole cluster, as well as it will produce a GUID. And if somebody else has QuantCalc, you can give them that GUID number, and you can actually share with them everything that's in the cluster. So, for instance, if we're out mining and we find a cluster and we're using QuantCalc, somebody can take and put in the GUID 174399. It's a big long number. You put the number in, and then it will somebody else can put the number in, and you can see all of it, you know. So is CRUL1 the only station with a quant bonus? I think it is. I don't think that there is a quant bonus at any other stations. It is plus 3% as well. So that's why if I'm doing Halo mining, I'm going to try and fly out close to CRUL1 for sure. And yeah, it's just one of those things. I definitely, if I'm going to Halo mine, I definitely want to do it near CRUL1 because that 3% bonus it's quite a bit. You know, obviously over 1 million, 30,000. I mean, it's, it does add up, over time. So it's a nice bonus, and it almost offsets most of your refining costs. Not all of them, but a lot of them. All right, we're spooling up for second quantum here. Second quantum. We are going to go ahead and fly on in here. And, yeah, awesome. 323, pretty good clip. We're coming in here, 62 likes. This is great, you guys. Really nice night-to-night streaming. I've really enjoyed it. We're going to go in here. I'm going to try. Obviously, got to land this guy. Got to get the ship down. Everything got to get safe. I'm going to show you my build, and we're also going to do final numbers. I'm pretty sure I did well over 1 million AUEC tonight on the stream, and so that's always a good thing. I think I did a little over 1 million yesterday as well. So we're mining. It can be very lucrative. Of course, it does have its quirks. But it's absolutely so cathartic for me to be able to come out here and mine and chat with you guys. It's one of the things I love to do most.
Hello, and thank you for contacting EDL Landing Assist.
There we go. I'm going ahead and I'm calling for a landing. I'm dropping the gear. I'm lowering the VTOLs. And let's see where they want to put me. So, yeah, this is the same place they've been wanting me to land. I'm coming in kind of hot. We'll just go ahead and slow down there. 63 likes, you guys. It has been a great night. All right. We have not heard first alarm yet. We're in no hurry. We're coming in here at a reasonable clip. I mean, it's just beautiful little landing. We'll just kind of come on in here. Take it easy and just kind of drop her down on the canvas. All right, beautiful. We'll go ahead and we'll do a post. Flight, gotta get, refueling and all that stuff in place. I will go ahead and kill the engines and we'll back out. Is there something I'm saving up for? Well, Alex, you know what? I am part of a larger organization, and what the industrial part of our organization does is we do help like our fighter groups purchase fighters, our Marines buy armor, that type of thing. So, yeah, I mean, of course I have my personal goals as well. This week I bought a C2 and an MSR. And that type of thing, but I'm not necessarily saving up for any one thing right now myself. Kind of just got my ear to the track for the organization, seeing what who needs what. I mean, for instance, we bought some drop ships, we bought some hoplites for operations. We will buy. We had provisioned some money for A2, but I think that those things are you can't get an A2 right now because the screens are black, I think. But, that type of thing. We do purchase things for our organization, because we have fighters, we have, as you can imagine, we have an air wing, we have a ground wing, we have a mechanized infantry. So we do buy things all the time for our group. P-Man, how you doing, P-Man? P-Man says, hello, I'm back. P, we're just finishing up here tonight, sir. And love to see how you been. It's nice to see you. So here, we're going to go ahead and store this thing. I will show you then, take a moment and show you guys my build. I have gone for a durability or a hit point build. My thought is with a hit point build, if for some reason I do blow up a rock and one of them kind of hits my ship, that it potentially wouldn't damage a component to the point where I'd be stranded, like shut down my power source or something like that, which can happen. There are times when rocks explode, and they do actually cause component damage. So the components I've chosen for my prospector right now is kind of a durability build. Alright, so we'll go ahead and store this guy. Beautiful. We're in retrieve. So if I'll show you here what I have on my prospector right now, and we'll talk about it a little bit. So in my systems, I have a snowpack, which is a grade A industrial. I do have the JS 400, which is a grade A military. This is your power plant. The JS 400 is a grade A military. I do have the VK00. This is an excellent short-range drive. This is not a long-range drive at all. I definitely recommend the Atlas drive as an all-arounder, but for short-range trips, the VK00 is great. I do have a Guardian, which is a grade industrial B. All of these components here represent the most possible hit points on the component, except for this VK00. The Siren technically has more hit points than the VK00, but that's kind of what I've gone here. I don't have any weapons on this guy at all. And then I do have the Lancet MH1, and as we can see, Brant. That's how I finished the night. I did have the FLTR-XL on there for the first couple, for many of the runs. But after I did get the Quantanium reset, I just took it off. Just kind of shake things up. Like, hey, 65 likes, you guys. Holy smokes, it's awesome. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and I want to kind of give you guys final numbers. I really think we did well tonight, and we will go ahead and do that. Well over 1 million if I were to guess. And I still have to haul that stuff in. I'll have to do like a hauling run on Tuesday morning or something like that. Keep in mind, like public service announcement, make sure you guys are keeping an eye on your refining jobs. Don't let them run. Keep your ear to the track. If you guys do have a situation where you hear that it's dropping the PTU, like all of a sudden it's gone from PTU1 to PTU2 by midweek, make sure you clear your refining jobs. If for some reason by Wednesday it's gone into PTU2, second phase PTU, there's a very good chance it's going to drop by the weekend. So that's, if it hasn't gone into that, you know what I mean, then there's, that's kind of, just pay attention, keep your ear to the track, listen to, when it gets into PTU phase 1. Yeah, it is, Ramon, it's just kind of it's a durability build. I don't necessarily, it's just something I'm kind of monkeying around with. It's not anything too crazy, but we've had an excellent night tonight, you guys. Just a super stellar mining night tonight. We've gotten tons and tons and tons of Quantanium in the hopper. Let's go ahead and finish this up right, and I'm going to give you guys final numbers on our 6 runs. So I'm going to set up a work order. Now we do know that we did hit, I'm going to do this Borace as well. It's worth it. I'm going to do the Dynex Solvenation, so we're going to get quote there. So we do know that last run, like I said, was kind of stretched out over 2. So let's go ahead and let's go, and I want to show you guys some numbers here, right? So we did 2,500. All right, and then we did a 3026. Then we did a 3130, okay? And so we know that 3130, right? It was right there. Then we did a 3123. Then we did a 910, that was the one that did the Quantanium reset. And then we did a 1997. So that is 14,686 units. So 14686 times 88 equals 1.3 million AUEC on the stream tonight. So there's still some I still have some fuel costs and that type of thing. So it's not like it's not all a done deal, but it's a $1.3 million night. If I were to guess, somewhere around 1.2 million by the time I pay for all of my fuel costs for hauling and all that stuff. It was absolutely fabulous mining night. So Ramon says, I hear 3.17.2 is heading to concierge and subscribers testing PTU this week. Yeah, that's the thing. Keep our ear to the track. If it goes to PTU phase 1, if it quickly goes to PTU phase 2, then be careful. Get your refining jobs clear. It's something I'll be kind of putting out probably a little video about, warning people to keep it on the up and up with that stuff. But anyways, this is that time of the stream where I like to say that the coffee was really delicious tonight. You guys actually, who are members, subscribers, who have given me donations, you paid for an excellent cup of coffee tonight, and I can't thank you enough. The Quantanium was fantastic, as we talked about, 1.3 million AUEC. Anytime you kind of get on the game and you mess around for 3 or 4 hours and you have an opportunity to haul in 1.3 million, hey, you had a great night. You know, you can knock a couple of nights like that together, put 3 or 4 of those back to back, and buy lots of the ships in the game that way. So it's, you know, mining opens up all sorts of possibilities. The last thing I want to say, though, the conversation tonight was wonderful. That's you guys coming to the channel, participating. Some new people came to the channel tonight. Welcome aboard. I can't thank you all enough. I hope that you all have a lovely Sunday evening, that you all take care of yourself, and I will see you all around the verse.